Screw it, I'm starting early. Remco's here. Hi the Remco, hi the Budgeon, hi the Happy. Hi the Remco. Funny you should join because, yeah, I finished the script. Also music. I have finished the script for the video. Oh my lord, I just couldn't let it go, could I? This is undeniably the most advanced video I have ever made. I haven't made it yet, I suppose. But this is undeniably, or will be, the most advanced video. Because I really am going into everything. You stream at a reasonable time. Yeah, I had to switch, unfortunately. Wasn't 5 minutes last time, was it in time increasing exponentially? Oh no, because I have 30 minutes, you see. I recorded all of the entire video, and this is what it looks like right now. This bit right here is what I have animated so far. And this is what I've yet to animate. Now, yeah, some of this I will have to cut, because I did make mistakes, I repeated myself, but still, this is 35 minutes. Last time was like 20 something. My goodness gracious me. Although I do like this video already. I'm going so in depth with the strong interaction gluons, why there are 8 colors of gluons. Electromagnetism and photons has an extremely brief mention because I already covered in the fundamental forces video. Leptons, really going to the electron, which I like. Muon tau. Weak interaction, neutrino, which is fun. The Higgs boson, the Higgs is great. Boy, I'm having a lot of fun. The voice in your head that says you can edit everything in half an hour. No, I have half an hour of footage to edit. I can't edit this. No. I'm not that delusional. Even I'm not that delusional. However, we are on pretty good track, aren't we? Wednesday, that's today. Thursday tomorrow. Friday. Saturday. I've got like 4.5 days to finish this video. Which is doable. That is certainly... It's not impossible. That's what, 4, so 35 divided by, let's do 3, that's 10 minutes a day. Okay, that's a lot, now I put it this way. That is a lot. My goodness gracious me. Praise God, exactly. Remember, it's only a god complex if you're wrong, if you're not a god. Only premiere European and American waking hours. I don't know. I always just premiere videos right after I'm finished making them. I usually wait like 15 minutes, maybe 10, after it's uploaded. I don't usually wait hours. That's too long. This is going to be a completely new type of video because instead of it being like extremely neatly structured, so for example, my fundamental forces video, we started with gravity, 3 explanations, electromagnetism, electricity, magnetism, weak interaction, strong interaction. It was all incredibly neat. In this case, it's a lot more messy and chaotic, but at the same time, I feel like this will be more entertaining. It would just be straight up more fun. Going to random like fun facts and whatnot. I am really curious to see how y'all gonna like this video. This is different. Certainly different. Oh boy, I'm in such a good mood today. Oh, another thing we can do whilst this is rendering. Right, yes, there's another thing I wanted to do whilst this is rendering, that's true. And that is... Why is my taskbar flickering in and out of existence? And that is... No, dramatic music, really. Quarks, why not? And then we're looking for poses right here, and this is I think the one. Warhammer, get it? Cause 40k, 40,000. Aren't I just so clever? Now, I'm gonna do it simple. I just want to do a simple thank you to y'all. 40,000. I don't usually celebrate my milestones because they usually pass me by while I'm walking on videos. So at least I want a post. Sue me if you want. I want to celebrate at least in a little bit. Alright. We're waiting for a random might as well. Now. Okay, give me like a big boy something. Make the little guy kiss the camera. I can do a heart if you want. Actually, well, I thought I would just pepper in a tad bit of make it. That was my idea. Like, you know, do like a 40,000 like this, with it having emission being in the center. Actually, no, principal BSDF and this way emission. It looks nicer. There we go. Right here, of course, typos make it, because that's a must be. Passing by for make it. I mean, I'm not complaining. I'm having fun. Let's delete some of these things. Oh, not that. That was important. That text was important. That floor was also important. Okay. These three then. Math make it we can delete. Actually, all of these we can delete. All of these different make its, which there are a lot of, we can delete. That shovel was for a... what was the company name called? Damn it, what's the name of it? For a... oh no, not expressive, that's the one we wanted to keep. There we go. We can delete all of them, and we have a clean. To get all the make its heads and make them look like they're having a group photo. Oh! Happy! You're a genius! That's so much better than what I had in mind. Like a selfie make it. 4 selfie make its, each for 10,000. Track size glowing for 1,000 in the middle of your house. I mean, I would do it if not for the fact that I don't have money. Oh, that's genius, yeah. Like this, there we go. Hold on. There we go, yeah, this make it completely covering. That's great. Say cheese it. You should put 40,000 makers instead. That was another one of my ideas. The only problem is I cannot render 40,000 makers. Also, the music is a bit loud. Why no one warned me? The music was so loud. I cannot render 40,000 makers. I don't think so. I don't think my Blender can handle that. And recently I've had a fair trouble with my PC just crashing every now and then, so... just dropping by, but really do like them a lot. Keep it up. Thank you so much, Fun Life. Thank you so much. Do you have any old Maker designs? Not, I mean, this is the oldest one. I only have one 3D model. I'm not at the channel age where I have old design. Well, it was kind of a one and done for me. I just designed the mask. Oh, it was such a make it moment, to be honest, because I just one evening sat down and I was like, I need a mask. And I just designed it, and I've used it ever since. I never questioned myself, never did. Yeah, I just sat down and was like, yup, that's it. Can't really improve from perfection. What has living beings would be CPU heavy. I mean, my PC is crashing a lot recently, and I thought about buying a new one, but the thing is, I can't afford it. I mean, I can afford it, yeah. I can afford a new PC. The only problem is I can't buy it because I kind of need to ration my money a bit. So yeah, the smart thing, well, one of the smart things right now to do would be to buy a new PC so that it wouldn't be crashing and, you know, just to make videos quicker. However, the responsible thing is to not spend too much money, because if I spend too much money, then I'm gonna go broke. Even if I go broke, then if I'm homeless, I won't be able to make videos anymore. So yeah, I would argue, yeah. You need Atomic to give you a ridiculous amount of money. No? Well, maybe actually. You know what? I won't say no. I need to be more greedy. I need to start being more greedy. I wouldn't mind. You know what? At this point, I wouldn't mind, exactly. I wouldn't exactly mind money. I'm not yet in a position where I am starving. I have saved up a fair bit of money, but when I will be, I will just genuinely make a stream like Okay, everyone, listen up. I would love to collect money for charity, but I'm going homeless. So if y'all would support me, that'd be great. And then just, yeah. Alright, we need 4 make it's. Yeah, we're gonna have a make it. It's gonna be like this. There we go. Just bring us up close. There we go. That's my boy. And then your hand will be like that, and like this, and then plop that bad boy right. Yeah, there we go. Ah, look at them pals. Look at them pals. There we go. There we go. More practice make it. Audio design. It's different from make it. The different devices look cool. I mean, I do have the make it verse, which is like all the make it's. Almost all, actually. No. Oh yeah, we don't have all the make it's there because at this point, each render of the make it verse takes over an hour to render. That's how intense it is, actually. It's it's a pretty intense render. I am obviously talking about the where is it? Make it corner, the make it verse. I'm obviously talking about this. This being the make it verse. The right here is where we probably passed the 10-minute mark for renders, because then I start adding more. This actual volume isn't helping much, and then with Catboy Make It, it takes a fair bit to render. Why is he sad? Because it was lonely. Was past tense. Look how many makers there are now. Medical Mac Practice, American Make It, Makita, Roped Up Farmer, which I still don't like, The Science Kid, obviously the best, Oscar Statue Make It, Ghosted, Catboy Make It, Space Catboy Make It, to be exact, Wooden Pirate Make It, Mini Make It, Miner Make It, and right here behind the Medical Mac Practice we have Friendly Make It, the Friend Make It. Look at that, there's even a bullet. Damn, I'm good at this. Dinnable Make It, I don't know what that is. Hold on. Being homeless in Poland's better than living in Delhi. Well, I don't know. One out of uncountable narcissism, perfect. Okay, you need to scoot down a bit. Don't mind about the hand, right? No one's gonna see that. Yeah, and then I'm gonna have another Make It. You won't believe it. Then there's gonna be another Make It. Right here. Just like this. There we go. Boy, if I was doing this as a model of anyone else, that would be extremely creepy the way I positioned them, wouldn't it? The problem is they're all the same height, so it's kind of awkward too. Oh my goodness, I lost the bone. Where's the bone? That's the bone, okay. That's also incredibly awkward. Now I'll think about this, actually. Huh. How do I This doesn't look great, does it? Well, it's my model. I can, well, kind of. I can do whatever I want, it's fine. There we go. We got 3, we need 4. Ah. Because I like the mods but low in position. Hands, I guess. Oh, that dinner bone! Oh my goodness, that's such an odd reference, Potogen. Oh yeah, dinner bone cheese. How many years was it? You mean the name tag dinner bone? Oh, that's such an old reference for me. Whoa. How many decades? A decade, not decades, a decade. It's been since I've used dinner bone in Minecraft. What? You really brought me back to, okay. This whole Microsoft thing is still getting out fan make it. Jeb, yeah, the rainbow jeb, yes, of course. That was back when I played Minecraft, quite some time ago. Yeah, and there's gonna be the third wheel, except it's fourth. Make it on the side. Did I just rotate your hair? Am I wrong, or does the hair look weird? It feels off for some reason. It's different, isn't it? Am I going mad? Is the hair different? Okay, so we're gonna reset it completely, and then we're gonna make it like pop into frame like this. Wee, like wee. Wee. Why is this misaligned from the... You know what? I don't want to know. I don't want to know. You do you. It's whatever. Except you might be a bit more in the back. And at an even weirder angle, just to really make people question everything. Now, right here, you're gonna have be like this. Right here, you're gonna be like this. And then in the center, we have this neat. And we're gonna just enable motion blur. And then another thing is we're gonna distance depth of field, right? Obviously want to focus on the make it's, but we also want, actually 2.8 is good enough. There we go. How do we look? Perfect. Ah, exactly what I meant. The Minecraft memories are coming back. Yeah, Minecraft PTSD. You must have the same texture of a diamond play button. Yeah, exactly. That's actually why it has that texture. It's a reference to the diamond play button. Now, this is still too far. There we go. This might need to be a 4. There we go. And you, my dear friend, might to be less blurry. There we go. It's the make it. This overlap is killing me. It's awful. Come on, mate. Get better at animating. It's ridiculous. This is kind of better. Now it looks like I'm choking him. I'm choking myself, actually, I guess. Fourth one was a little late, exactly. This feels off. I can't position it properly enough. Next time I'm about to smack myself. Alright, is this better? I don't know, let's do like something more fun, like rock, or maybe, I don't know, how do you do peace? That's how we do peace. That's how we do peace. My goodness, why is this... The thumbs always screw me over because they are... I didn't set them up properly. There we go, we have peace. Neat. And there, we've got the make it! Actually good like a meme, and average brains of making hanging out. Yeah. I guess we could just move it higher up and angle it more down. And even higher up and even more down. And the reason why is because we can parent this and then... There we go! We got the thing! The gosh dang thing. Pseudonym, what? A pseudonym, you good? You wanna talk to someone, maybe? You wanna... Cause normal, in normal casual conversations, people don't often use the term feminazi. That's... It's not something people do often. Alright, let's call it you. It's funny. Warhammer, which is funny because it's 40k. Get it? Warhammer 40k. Oh, them scientists are excited about the discovery of neutron and proton. You have sit on the numbers. 5 numbers, you are correct. Boy, 1 million is gonna be awful, innit? 100 make it. I'll manage. Oh, I won't be able to update it every 10,000 then, I suppose. I could try. Doesn't take that much time. Where did I save it? In the make it's correct? Poses Warhammer. Thank you everyone so much for the 40k! Hell yeah, Warhammer reference. Thank you so much everyone for 40k. Switching to doing YouTube full time. Yes, it is a dumb idea, getting on average $90 per video, which is not false actually. Well, the most recent one has earned me way less than 90 bucks, but you know. How does it work? I don't know, guys. Inferior clones are your PC or your children. Why would you think I'm my children? They're my children. They're 3D make-its. They're my glory split into pieces. Is the make-it version wallpaper? Actually, I don't think I have wallpaper, but make-it verse should be my wallpaper, considering how much time I spent on that. Render time, mostly. 1/4 of the last 20 subs. That is... You're not wrong. Funny enough, actually. That was the last stream, wasn't it? Boy, it has not been 24 hours in between streams. That's certain. Don't talk too much. The irony of the algorithm will make you unlucky. I don't care. I don't care. We don't need luck where we're going. Be able to do it without skill. Really glad. I'm just really glad. I'm just really fucking glad. I really am. I I don't know. I still want to thank people through community. Not everyone can watch the stream. We don't need luck, we need measure theory. We don't need luck, we need probabilistic physics. Yo, and yes, and enjoy the ones to come. I don't think anytime in the future, and the only thing I don't know how many people will get the bit of, you know, the god complex thing, but at this point, not only for the million, but my opinion, a billion is in sight. I'm not stopping. Death can try to stop me, but we all know even that won't be enough. The past, okay. I like that mindset, yeah, exactly. Past is in the past. It's the future that's important. Bad things that happened in the past, at least we can be glad that there are in the past. What happens like is Alexander the Great. I mean, listen, I already mentioned that before. It's only a god complex if you're not a god, so... Am I saying I'm a god? Maybe. You don't know. Ready for the clothes till the end of time. And after the end of time, I'll chuck in additional 3 because it'd be silly to stop there. There we go. I feel like that's modest enough, you know? Like I put an Optimus Prime 3 ever made. Not T before you post. Yeah, I did. Enough and tough both are awful. Because both enough and tough in my mind sound like they end with T. But they don't. They don't. Dough ends with T. Which is dumb, isn't it? Like... Tough? It's like tough? No, that's dough. Wait, no, that's tough. No, that's thought. My goodness, English sucks. English sucks and I don't like it. English is awful. 960 more subs and I can escape this channel. I mean, Happy, to be fair, you haven't been stuck here all that long. I mean, this is your first live stream, so you know. Anyhow, that's the... I did already mention that this is probably one of my favorite videos. It really is, because I've had so many bits in it, and right here we already have the first one. Okay. Fine, advanced way this, I guess. Our story oh, that's... Our story begins with scientists discovering a... Oh, that's an uncomfortable jump, isn't it? Okay, we're gonna need to re-render that because it sucks, so... I'm gonna copy this keyframe. Actually, we're gonna copy all of them. And then we're going to open... Actually, we might not open anything. We might just render from 260 to 300. Because I'm pretty certain it will be the same. Yeah, it will be, okay. So we want to actually re-render it, and I'm gonna close off Premiere Pro just in case it is gonna crash something. Is the silliness average as the chemistry level of Video City? I've never made a video with this much silliness in it. Never in my entire life. That includes Make It Builds a Weapon. This has the highest amount of jokes and bits. Yeah. I think this might be my top 1 favorite video. I don't know if everyone will enjoy it because it's in a wild spot where it's on one hand the most advanced video I've ever made. I haven't made it yet, but you know, it's gonna be the most advanced video I've ever made. And on the other hand, it's also going to be a video with the highest amount of jokes, like the highest density. And some of the balls on Poland. Quit forcing Poland everywhere. Oh my goodness. Stop with the Poland. I'll try my hardest to enjoy it for you. But yeah, the explanation for quarks is wild because it doesn't make much sense. At the same time, it does make sense. Actually, I do have... Remco. Hold on, I'm thinking of all the physics questions I had, which I just had to bottle up inside. I know, it actually all makes sense. Oh, fun fact, I understood finally the Higgs. I finally understand it, both the field and the boson. I get it now. Basically, in physics, I'm studying cosmology for some reason, so I am a bit absent. It's fine. I've managed. Gotta love the Mexican potential. Is that a real thing? I haven't... Hi, Zoltan! Oh, I haven't seen you in a while. A fairly long while. But I finally get the Higgs field. It's basically low energy mass. Doesn't make sense, right? Like, we have particles which... like, for example, quarks have mass at low energy, which doesn't make sense because where do they get that mass from? And then it's like they couple with the Higgs field. That gives them potential energy, which gives them mass. If I understand correctly. Mexican heart potential. Oh my goodness. At some point, I don't even know if you're pulling my leg or if it's genuine. It's hard to tell with particle physics. Higgs mechanism. Oh, you're talking about Higgs mechanism. Jeez, my guy. Why is that really Mexican? Why is that called Mexican heart? Why is that called a Mexican heart? Looks like a Mexican heart. Where? In what? Oh, well, that answers my question, actually. Okay, I see. Okay, that does answer my question. You are right. That does look like a Mexican hat. Oh, that's so dumb. I love it. That does look like a Mexican hat. Wowza. That looks... you saying it looks like an egg. To me, it looks like an egg in spherical geometry. Yeah, exactly. Mexicans discovered Higgs potential, or rather Higgs mechanism, and then they made the hearts based on that. That's a true story. Yeah. Mexicans actually have been the most advanced society, but then, you know... But then America overthrew him, and so all of that Higgs knowledge got lost. I mean, this is a cutoff. It would probably keep going. We have like a square of a circle, but then Trump built the wall. Yeah, actually, that's the. How can I not remember a single physical thing with a wall in its name? There are so many walls in physics. Not the potential well. That's not a wall. Damn it. What time zone do you use for keeping track of days? I don't use a time zone. As long as the average is really close, and as long as live streams aren't 48 hours apart. Those are the two requirements. Because I am streaming at the global, sometimes I'm streaming for Asian time zone, sometimes for American, sometimes for European. I really can't use a single time zone to keep track of this, unfortunately. Maximus Trump in the race for superiority. A movie I would watch. I would too, honestly. 4 days left. I honestly feel a bit insulted, you know? Y'all are counting down to the 666 live stream? I'm gonna make a video, a really funny video in that time. Graham Hancock truly was correct and we ignored him. Yeah, Graham Hancock the entire time, like, you know, with the whole global spanning civilization, that was just Mexicans. That was just Mexicans. They actually created a globe spanning particle accelerator, which they used to confirm the existence of the Higgs boson. Yeah. Under wall. By wall. I mean, there are so many walls in physics, I just can't remember the... Like, there is potential well, but that's not a wall, it's a well. Keep the graph open, right. How much conspiracy theory would be like? Nah, Graham Hancock, my favorite pseudo-archaeologist. Although I feel like that's a bit of a misnomer, isn't it? Yo, Flame is doing some fun stuff. The universe, the Higgs field was the middle bomb and particles didn't have any mass yet. Only after the Higgs field was disturbed, it fell into the global minimum and everything got mass. Oh! Oh! That is interesting. That is really cool. Oh my goodness. If for some reason we get put back into the middle bomb, we are all dead because mass will be gone. Yeah, but how could it get put... Hold on, wouldn't it need, like... Because it's a field, correct? So, if it gets perturbed somewhere into the middle bomb, doesn't mean that only in that place things are gonna lose mass? Wouldn't it need to, like, get perturbed in the whole universe for everything to lose mass? Because this is potential, correct? So you need energy to do it, unless I'm misunderstanding it greatly. Which you can theoretically get from quantum fluctuations. Yeah, but what I'm misunderstanding is, isn't this a field? Like, it's not just a scalar for the whole universe, is it? Which means, if it's a field, wouldn't you need, like, it to jump up the step for every quanta is not the field spanning. It's a potential field. Oh, I don't know it that well then. I only know the basic explanation, and I only learned it today, so I ain't quite on your research. Damn it! I always open the wrong file because my dumb naming convention just screwed me over. There we go. Delete the other one.
Our story begins with scientists discovering a proton and
Protons, right here.
a neutron.
So like halfway there I want to render it with a text proton over it. Right, 400. 350. Right here we want like what proton to be behind them. Not there. It's in collection. Hi the Benny Duck. Of course I remember you. It hasn't been long, Benny Duck. My memory isn't that bad. It was a field spanning through the entire universe. There will be a spot where everything is massless on the bump. Wait, so hold on, I'm confused because it's a field, but the way you're describing it, it feels like it's a single scalar for the whole universe. What does potential field mean? Because I feel like it's kind of confusing. Hi the ninja, welcome. Let's call it hadrons, because why not? And then we're gonna have text, and then in that text we're gonna have proton and the neutron. It's not awesome. Text is gonna be white, text is gonna go this way, text is gonna go this way. Models are multi creatures after himself. Models the greatest scientist of all time after himself. I'm convinced the one electron universe is true, but it's all just make it. Always has been. You're not wrong, exactly. Hey. Am I a god? I'm not saying I am, but I'm also not saying I'm not. You better watch out. How can you get a fear? I need something to motivate me. Well, fear is a tough motivator. It's tricky. If you need something to motivate you, happiness is the easiest one, but if you need like a really strong motivator, what I use is not quite fear, it's desperation. It's similar, but difference is crucial. If you let fear motivate you, then you might end up in a situation where you're so scared of something, you won't actually do anything. So if you want a good motivator, I would suggest desperation over fear. There we go, proton. Never two thirds of the Divine Comedy. I am once a closet no longer juggling long, dense walks. The potential field is an energy landscape which takes a value that holds throughout the entire universe. However, the value can jump around lines containing. So it's like a single value for the whole universe then. Oh, why are you physicists calling it a field? What the heck? What the heck? Why are you calling it a field? That goes so much against my understanding of a field. The way I understand it is a field is... Well, it's a field. It has a separate value for each quanta in the universe. In the energy description. My goodness, you physicists sometimes really get under my skin. Not quite as bad as chemists, but you're getting there. Wouldn't every point in the universe have its own superhero? That's what I'm saying, but apparently it's not that kind of field. Apparently it's a potential field or whatever. You physicists sometimes, I do appreciate your work, like things like the electricity and magnetism equation, mwah, Ace plus. Lorentz factor, great. Relativistic energy, phenomenal. All festive, all swell, bracket notation, all good, color charge, phenomenal. But really, sometimes calling a Higgs field a field. Come on, get it together. Really. All over the place. Truly, all over the place. Oh my goodness, I need 10 minutes a day to finish this video. As in 10... a minute per hour, that's 10 hours of work. But a minute per hour is quite optimistic. Yeah, pseudonym... Are you good? As I mentioned, because you do seem to be a bit disturbed today. Emotions are temporary. I appreciate this beautiful life. You see, that's kind of counter... Yeah, how could you manage to go counter yourself this quickly? Appreciation requires emotion. Carpe diem doesn't tell you that emotions are temporary. Hi, the deep guy. Oh my goodness, speak of philosophy and the fucking philosopher will appear. I didn't mean it deep... Well, I did mean it. Hi there, deep guy. My goodness. Can we go back to physics? From what I know, I am not necessarily the only chemistry student. Is that the universe was so hot that photon WZ bosons and H bosons were tubed to the middle of the sombrero when it cooled. Yeah, but the thing... Oh my goodness. Higgs field is awful. Well, it's not awful, it's just awful. Kindly don't curse, I'm missing this next to some people. Alright, I'm so sorry, Binnak. I will behave. I'll behave accordingly. We'll culture it. We don't need to curse. Fudge sticks, I suppose. It's appropriate, I think. So we'll switch to that. Forcefully good philosophy, yeah. Make it precise to say every curse within every language. Would you prefer becoming an emotional fool in a fake relationship or choose a rational life? I think I would prefer an emotional fool. I would dig that, yeah. Emotional fool in a fake relationship. I'm not gonna suffer for no good reason. That's the point there. Call me a hedonistic son of a gun if you want. I can't swear. I don't know where the line on swearing is. But I prefer to enjoy life. Chemistry is better. We do logarithm of liter, no one but nine. Yeah, but chemistry also sucks. Physicists are so much more creative. I don't mean it as an insult, but I do mean it as a fact. Except for theoretical chemists. They get a pass. Theoretical chemists are cool. They make up some cool stuff. Although... what practical chemists then do with it, that's a crime. A physicist once said, if you understand quantum physics, then you don't understand it. I'm pretty certain that's what Flame said about spin, actually. That was the opposite. If you don't understand spin, that means you understand spin. I don't fall in love, just have everybody as my friend. That can be love. I'm sorry, I am currently in a bromance, alright? And I consider that love. You don't need to have... Well, I can't say the F word, because that's cursing. You don't need to participate in a reproductive action with someone. In order for you to love them, you can have a relationship with... That way, you know? Thank you, Goldie. Make it got 4,000 subs. Yeah, like a couple of hours ago. Oh, an hour ago? I don't actually know. I'm losing track of time like crazy. I spent the entire day just scripting a video. Let me check how it's doing, actually. 11-year-old version fudge. Don't call it the 11-year-old version because I use it myself. I say fudge and fudge sticks all the time. Don't call it an 11-year-old version. Love by having the emotional connection. Oh, well, that's actually kind of worrying. I absolutely love love. That's a strong stance I have, and I won't lose it. I've said it on multiple occasions. I love love. I ain't gonna hide it. Isn't fudge food? Yeah, I think it is. I think it's like a jam thing. I don't know. Making cherry aroma from styrofoam is my favorite activity. Yeah, but then you like screw it up by introducing the 700 different things that don't make sense. I have not forgiven chemistry for this. First of all, moles exist exclusively in chemistry. Second of all, electronegativity is a thing in chemistry. Third of all, acidity. Both the Lewis and the Lowry acids. Absolutely awful. Useful, but awful. Fourth of all, organic chemistry and the fact that you have like the atom, just the carbon atom just hybridizes and oh, we're all supposed to like not care about why or how? This is awful. Absolutely awful. You will hate love as soon as someone backstabs you. Pseudonym, I don't mean to be this mean to you. But if you start hating love just because someone backstabs you, I consider that weak. I consider that really, really weak. The day I will lose my hope in humanity just because someone was hateful is the day I will stop being naked. If you wanna lose your faith in someone as amazing as love simply because of one person's action, go for it. But I'm not gonna fall the same hole. Hi Megan, trying to grow my channel. Can you give me tips? I on wrong place, buddy. I'm trying to do the same thing. I'm not succeeding well enough, so I don't think I'm the authority here. I said I don't know how to dispose of chemical waste. River must suffice. I mean, depends on the waste, I suppose. Most of the things you would normally do. I'm copying this, the best comments channel. Most of the things you would do as an amateur chemist, you can safely throw away. But once you start working with more dangerous things, there are certain companies which you can pay to dispose of chemical waste. However, once you're on that level, then usually you're not the one doing it, only you work as a professional chemist and, you know, you have a contract in a lab or something. If I may ask, how old are you? No need to answer, by the way. That's a really good question, Benny Duck. A lot of people want to know. Is 14 make it is 14? Guys, don't share my secrets like that. Stream every day for 662 days. I mean, that would... well, it doesn't work. I can tell you that much. Streaming every single day for 662 days is not a way to go. I have proven it, basically. Nuclear waste, the river must suffice. You all seem to have never experienced a breakup. I actually have. Well, kind of a breakup, I guess. It was more of a rejection on my part, but I tried to be as respectful as possible. It felt awful, still. It really wasn't fun. Oh well. Pseudonym. Hi, you know, no. Hold on. Quarks, frames. There we go.
A proton and a neutron.
Right here, a neutron, so that's like really close to the end. 375, I would even say. There we go. YouTube rejected his promotion request, exactly. It always goes away, of course. You guys need to be respectful to make it, please. You really don't. People need to challenge me. It's a bad sign. Historically, it's a really bad sign when people reject criticism. I mean, I don't like hate when people just hate on me for no good reason. It has happened before. I still remember the comment on the addition to quantum mechanics by a guy who was like, your video got 10,000 views, that's a lot. I still remember that guy, and I haven't forgiven him. And if it wasn't for Bedinak, I would be saying some pretty strong words right now. However, I do appreciate criticism. Criticism is important. Although not redundancy. There is a certain aspect of criticism which is, if people point out to me the obvious, I really quickly get annoyed because it's a sign that people don't think much of me. If someone points out the obvious to me, that means they clearly think I'm not capable of thinking of that myself, which is a bit insulting. That's fine. Love is already to do Marvin States with any other pleasure. Ashad, that's called a mental illness. You, as a god, you are unfallible. That is true, Farmain. You're not wrong. Criticism is more like a test to the mortals, you know? It's more, I designed it more like a test. I wanted to see how you all would react. I remember that, even though this is my first stream. Don't love stop physics. Always supported Basandi, I can't financially. It's fine, Bedinak, I don't want to force people to support me financially. YouTube is the one who should be doing the supporting, instead of taking... Well, it's not YouTube. The US government, once again, if it wasn't for Bedinak, I would be saying some strong words there on the US government that's taking 30% of my money away. But it's fine. Whatever. Take 30% of it. On each dollar, I get 70 cents. Well, on each dollar, YouTube takes 50%, and then the US government takes 30% of what's remaining. So, actually, I'm getting 35 cents on each dollar. But it's fine! See if I care? Whatever. I guess I don't need to buy food this week. People haven't been clipping my live streams a lot, though. And that makes me feel like I'm not as funny as I thought I was. Kinda hurts. Every madman is mentally ill, make it. They are basically hallucinating numbers and letters fighting with each other. Not Free Blue and Brown, no. Free Blue and Brown is peak. Sometimes people misunderstand genius mental illness. And sometimes people misunderstand mental illness as genius. It goes both ways. I would even argue that people misunderstand mental illness as genius more often than the other way around. People who are just depressed and think of themselves as the only ones clever enough to actually realize the truth of the world without realizing that they're actually just depressed. The number is huge. It's a worrying trend because then you need to need to convince these people that they're depressed and they're like, no, I'm not depressed. This whole thing. That's true. Right? It is true. My goodness, it's so annoying. If I had a nickel for every single time I tried to help someone who's suicidal, I would have 4 nickels. Which is not a lot. But it's kind of weird that it happened 4 times, you know? That's tried. I didn't do much. I don't think I did enough. But none of them has killed themselves yet, so... It's something, I suppose. Naked as coffee. It really is. I'm crazy energy, is that what you're talking about? So am I. Well, I am omniscient, so I guess, you know, the genius thing is kind of whatever. If only goes more than what you're getting from YouTube. Ah, there we go. This is actually also a really fun bit in the video. Kinda gonna spoil it, but...
And a new...
Right here we're gonna have a neutron.
neutron. A pretty big discovery, I would say. Quite fun, and all scientists get excited. I mean, huge breakthrough of a decade or century. We'll never get another particle like...
And then right here, cut. Like this. And it's gonna be just... How many years later, actually? Even check the script. And then it was... 18 years later. Actually, let me give it a black background. There we go. A nice font, I feel like this would suffice. Then center it, then increase it in scale. And now what we need is another like fancy.
Oh my goodness, another particle, a lambda baryon. That's incredible. Definitely a breakthrough of the decade. We'll never get another particle like this.
I think you'll get the bit at this point. 14 years later.
An omega baryon and a G baryon, that's... Okay.
I think it's a long time to...
Pronunciation. Oh, which...
Oh yeah, because right here I just had to look up pronunciation of the Xi. Hi, the Caspian. Genius kind of diminish the entirety of humans' work to achieve a goal. I don't want to say Einstein wasn't hella smart, but his work is supported on centuries predecessors' work. That is true. It's kind of silly if you think about it to even try to quantify human intelligence this way with a single number. Like, it's kind of insane. We have the most complex... Like, the most complex object we've ever seen, that is the human brain, and we like try to quantify it with a single number. It's wild to me. Can you imagine if we... Can you imagine doing that to a computer? Even a computer. Just having a single number, instead of it being IQ, being it like, I don't know, computerness or whatever. A single number telling you how good a computer is. And we're like doing it with human brains, with IQ. IQ really upsets me because of that. Because people take it seriously. And I don't know why. On the cheese that they never see the cracks in the fridge, they can never reach the cheese, and they blame the ward and get sad. Ward, honestly, yeah. You script yourself, or you get support from people? Oh no, I write the script myself. I kind of do everything myself. Write scripts, animate, edit. It's kind of my whole thing.
An omega baryon, an Xi baryon. That's incredible. What a breakthrough. Oh my goodness, another particle, a lambda baryon.
There we go.
Breakthrough.
And then some time later.
Oh, would you look at that? They can be the child. Oh, would you look at that? They can be the charmed bottom or top. That's and they can also be like prime.
There we go. I am hilarious. I just want to say, just in case it wasn't clear before, I am hilarious as a person. Cosmology, just get the Polish balls back if you wish to summon me. Is it gonna begin ethnic gurus America? That's a whole other thing, yeah. Your voice is naturally soothing that your excitement sounds like fake in that audio. I mean, that excitement is fake. Like, it is. It's called acting.
An Omega Baryon,
An Omega Baryon! Oh, that's incredible! How could that even... Yeah, it is fake. It's... Obviously. I've recorded that.
and they can also be like Prime? I'm sorry, what? Why are there so many particles?
I hate to break the fourth wall, but... No, wait, even more time later. Oh, I messed up. Right here should be even more time later.
And they can also be like...
Ah.
Why are there so many particles? That was a point at which scientists realized that it's a bit...
Okay, that's actually won't take that much time to render. I might be able to finish the video. I mean, obviously I have to finish the video. I promise weekly uploads, so by golly, I'm gonna get weekly uploads. But it's not a little amount of work, to be fair. It's a fair bit of work.
Oh my goodness, and not...
And now right here, I feel like also a bottle of champagne would be pretty nice to add into the scene. And also, actually no, we're not gonna call it Lambda, instead we're gonna use the character. Extrude. 40 minutes of recording. It is! It really is! Oh, that's fun, isn't it? Okay, text, there we go. Right here, we want it to be big. And now, what do we use to symbolize a lambda baryon? Let's find some fun facts about the lambda. I haven't really gone into baryons, mainly because it's a video about elementary part. Because if I wanted to go into hadrons, leptons, baryons, all of them, then it would take too much time. Baryon, we're looking for the lambda. Ah, bless me. If it was devilish, well, I would say godly is the more appropriate name for it. I'm now free, you can curse. Fucking hell, finally. Okay, lambda, baryon, let's see. Up, down, strange, of course. Now, strange has negative, correct? I think. Oh, Tefta, hi, welcome. Well, that's an odd time to... Hi! Influx use border patrol ads. This is not looking good. Ah, ninja, it's fine. It's ad revenue. I'll take anything I can get at this point. Zinch and godlish, exactly. I mean, if I were, then I would certainly just screw around with Zinch. Although I feel like Chagarat would be better suited for my liking. I like the idea of a grand plan, because Zinch, you know, as fun as Zinch is kind of incapable of winning. Like, Zinch can't win. It's kind of the whole point. Zinch could win at any point, but at the same time, like, theoretically could, but Zinch just doesn't have it in them. Ending the game would mean that you can't play the game, so... Does your mom tell you your screen time is over? I am not 14, no, that was a joke. You wait to hear your own voice all the time, because for me it does. It's kind of trial by fire, TCG, I would say. Like, it was weird for a really long time and off-putting and awful, but at some point you just get used to it, because you have to get used to it. If you don't get used to it, then you can't edit the video every single day, which kind of need to. I'm so sorry for going over Tefta, by the way. I'm having a real hard time recently catching up with the messages. Hi, I've seen the video posted. I gotta say, I know that it's a very like a shallow compliment, considering that the whole point of the video is more as a monthly checkup on the Open Masu progress rather than the video itself. But I'm a YouTuber. I can't, unfortunately, give any constructive feedback on the band itself because that's just way above my pay grade. Of course, I think it's awesome. So all I can give feedback on the video, and I gotta say, this is extremely clean. It's impressive. It really is impressive. For anyone who doesn't know TFTA, creative Open Masu, creating open source prosthetic hardware and software, the channel TFTA I would recommend. Everyone check out. Hold on. TFTA. I think it was TFTA channel. I know, I just click on notifications. There we go. This one. I honestly feel a little bit clickbaited because in the end, I was waiting for the moment where you would actually talk about the data. I can see the peaks. I could see the peaks, but there was no moment at which you expanded those peaks, so I feel a little bit clickbaited. I got so excited with the successful data capture. I thought you were going to expand and just move the robotic arm with a band. But it's fine, I'm not upset. Trying and just left it as it's posted, because I was busy. I did music. I mean, I had to say, maybe an accident, but that gives it extremely impressive style. So that will be the next video. I mean, I am saying it as a half a bit, of course. But I feel like this style of not overdoing it actually suits you. The thing is, with my videos, I go extremely hardcore with the presentation animation, of course, but that's only because that's all I have in my videos. Your videos serve more as a monthly checkup on the project, so I don't think you should try in the slightest, because I have seen the entire video through, and to me it honestly felt more like a choice of style than just lack of anything. It feels extremely appropriate. That is my opinion. And it's also really pleasant to watch. Time reading messages. Forgetting about us. I'm not forgetting about you, it just takes me some time. Don't go away. Cannot be exactly. Don't challenge me, a mortal. It is what I enjoy. That makes me feel great. I mean, I have seen the entire video. I don't normally watch videos about projects like this. Even though I am subscribed to a lot. I'm subscribed to Mellow Labs. I'm subscribed to... what's the name? The one that makes the bulletproof suit recently made. I don't remember. And I can't usually watch most of their videos because they feel to go... They really often go so much into entertainment that the project itself gets lost. And it's clear that they really often make the video more than the project. And with your... I really like the fact that project, the Open Master, the band itself, is the center of attention. It really is good. Do you know BPS Space? I think so, I have heard that name. BPS Spacetime, was it? BPS Spacetime, is that what you mean? I think I've seen one of their videos a while back about... They always felt incredibly clickbaity, but I remember I've seen one and I was impressed. I just can't remember which one exactly. Oh, which video was it? It was one of the old ones. My goodness, it really must have been an old one. I think it was maybe what? Hold on for a second now. Hold your horses. Well, that's... Call me crazy if you want. I can't help but feel like there is some similarity between them. Only BPS space. Oh, BPS space. Well, my dyslexia is acting up. BPS space. Oh, that's the one. Isn't that the rocketry guy? The one that makes rockets. That is awesome. Every single time I see anything about BPS space, I want to make my own rocket. The only problem is that's the kind of project that would take like a solid year and constant work. So I've seen it. It's really cool. We can do a collab in the future. I'm trying to set up a listen for Megan and I would love to. Next month, I will be available to do everything, Tefta. Next month, I plan on doing so many fun things. And so, unfortunately, well, January, that's not next month, right? That's 2 months from now. That's because right now I'm in a transition phase. I'm basically transitioning from freelance to full-time YouTube. That's why I'm making so many fucking videos. But come January, it's gonna be amazing. Oh, you made them all rocket. That's impressive. What if there is no next month? There is gonna be next month. I'm gonna make sure of that. You have time to voice it tomorrow? I think I do. Yeah, I actually think I do. I'm trying to make a lambda. You know what? Let's just, why am I thinking about it so hard? Just make it orange. Whatever. As if anyone's gonna care. Although it has technically light orange. There we go. Oh wait, but I do want to also change the make it. I don't want it to be too dry. Science kids. When's face reveal? At 1 million subs? No, at 1 billion subs. That's when I'm gonna do a face reveal. That's a make it guarantee. Maybe 10 billion. Maybe. We'll see how things go. Grinding. Well, I mean, I am. I'm not gonna deny it. I really am. Weekly uploads, everyone. Yippee hooray. Alright. Now we want to change up these make-its so that they are... Also, want to get rid of this cube in the way. As much as I appreciate the volume, really. Give me some space to work with. There we go. These fingers do look a little bit weird. That's mostly because I screwed up the model, so there's not much fixing that. Okay, there we go, there we go, there we go. That looks pretty solid, I would say. Doesn't make it. Yeah, we'll get citizenship in the US, increase population to 150 billions, then watch make it videos, then face review. By that time, we're gonna transcend humanity, upload myself onto a drive, and then I won't have a face. This is the one weird trick to avoid promises. He doesn't have a face, actually. I mean, if I could replace, like, my body with a synthetic one, I would. I really would. Call me a transhumanist if you want to, but I genuinely do believe that human bodies are an extreme work of art. Like, evolution did us a really big favor, but they can be improved. There are a lot of things for which we no longer need to maximize. Okay, this time let's do hands on head. There we go. Only when all humanity joined the Make It hive mind, then there's a face reveal. It's so insane how you work so hard on new videos. Did you make those merge characters before? Merge characters? You mean these? Oh, these are... Well, the 3D Make It has been... I've made 3D Make It a really long time ago. I don't even remember when exactly. But I don't like to say that I made it, because I didn't really. I took a Make It, and then... Well, not Make It. I took a copyright-free character, and then I added a Make It mask, and I modified it, depending on the Make It, of course. So this is, for example, a science Make It. This is not just any ordinary Make It. I sell the rights for this character as an auction. I would never give up my beloved Make Its. Who do you think I am?
Other particle, a lambda baryon. That's incredible. Definitely a breakthrough of the decade. And a neutron. A pretty big discovery.
Actually, I don't like how static all these are. 41 up to 51. So that's 10 seconds. That's 300 frames. Oh my... 10 seconds, 300... Yeah, that's a lot. Okay, 240. We can do 240, but we shouldn't. Okay, that is a lot of frames. It's gonna take ages to render. To be fair, I'm not in a rush. The thing is, what I want to do is I want to... give the scene some dynamicness. You know? Move away. Zoom in. Uh-oh, my PC is getting louder. That usually means it's about to crash. Uh-oh. Well, no, usually when it crashes, just everything goes black. It doesn't actually get any louder. It just boink and disappears. I already mentioned how the responsible thing for me to do... Well, no, the smart thing for me to do would be to just buy a new PC, but how the responsible thing is to not buy a new one, so... Alright, let's render it. Which PC do you use? RTX 3060 and some AMD CPU, I don't remember. One can start a religion around Make It hive mind. Yes, can you imagine how crazy that would be if someone did it? That'll be crazy. Fear of death, which is a fun thing that humanity never accepted, and you could find it and didn't start a religion. No, that's the problem, Happy. Actually, Happy, I would argue the exact opposite. The problem, in my opinion, is that we have accepted it. The thing is, at this point... Well, we have accepted it, and at the same time, we don't see it as a big issue. We throw around, you know, nuclear winter, climate change, misaligned AGI. We throw those around as if they are minor problems, but they're really not. We, at the same time, on one hand, we can die, and on the other hand, we are on the verge of practically immortality. And we don't treat neither of those seriously. It was sarcasm, Make It. Oh, I see. Neuralink working on human. It's so cool. I don't trust Neuralink. I'll be honest. Not even with the technology. I don't trust with the updates. With all due respect, Elon Musk has the tendency to, let's just say, overpromise. After some year of Elon Musk promising self-driving cars and you know, brain to computer interface and colony on Mars, I don't want to say I'm losing faith, but Elon Musk recently has gone too much into politics and too little into science. So yeah. I don't trust Neuralink with the updates. The thing is, I am not And I'm not enough of an expert to actually determine how much progress they've made. And since I can't trust them with how much progress they've made, that kind of leaves me in an awkward spot. So I'd rather not comment. Must make humans walk like a Superman, Spider-Man. I don't care for that. My problem is, Elon Musk gotten a bit too much into politics too than science. I respect scientists. I do. I don't respect politicians. No one should. Have you seen those guys? Have you seen politicians? They're awful. Every single one of them. Almost as bad as influencers. Elon Musk will not give you sponsorship and so forth. Oh no! My chances of getting a sponsorship by Elon Musk. Damn it, those seriously real chances. Well, there goes that opportunity. In politics, there are only few people who do what he do. We're getting into a problematic subject, Gemma. Because the thing is, I really have gone deep into science. And in comparison to what most scientists I've seen do, Elon Musk hasn't done much for science. So, maybe Elon Musk does a lot of things which people like. I don't like it that much, but when it comes to my values, them being purely just research and being a full-on science cultist, it's a cult. Let's not deny it. It's a cult at this point. I'm a science cultist. Not even science cultist. Given those values, Elon Musk really hasn't outperformed an average researcher. That's the problem though. We're getting into politics. That's what I don't like. I don't want to talk about like controversy. I like to talk about obvious politics. Can we do that? There are a lot of obvious politics. I like saying war bad. That's something I like doing. All the billionaires who don't invest in real science and make bad software. Well, I mean... You're not exactly right there. Gemma, okay. I just want you to understand what your argument sounds like to me. It basically sounds like someone saying, oh well, the war in Ukraine isn't as bad because there aren't all that many war crimes happening. Like, yeah, he might be better than all the billionaires, but that doesn't feel like a fair comparison. I am better for science than all the billionaires. Like, it's not a difficult benchmark to meet. Billionaires invest... The thing is, in order to be a billionaire, you need to actively try to earn money by investing. When billionaires invest in science, they don't really do it for the sake of science, they do it for the sake of money. The thing is, it's really hard to profit off good science. Consider CERN, for example, the Great Hadron Collider, or consider the thing that discovered gravitational waves. These aren't profitable. These groundbreaking experiments aren't profitable. Consider safe AI research. That's not profitable either. What was profitable was GPT-4, which was actually pretty dangerous in retrospect. And, you know, right now people are misusing, even if you don't think that AGI is a pressing concern, people are misusing AI as we speak. Creating a neural network as big as GPT-4 with this much of a rush was, I don't want to say reckless, but it certainly was rather dangerous. It destabilized a lot of things. Right now everyone's struggling with AI-generated things. The thing is, most research in history, most useful good research in history, was either made by people who are extremely passionate, or, as much as, you know, we hate to admit that, governments. Governments are really inefficient at spending money in comparison to corporations, but when it comes to science, it's actually kind of an advantage because science is inefficient at making money. Why doesn't anyone like Elon Musk? No, there are people who like him. It's just that Elon Musk is controversial. That's the problem. More can I make a more spacious sound available for he need Tesla on the car a lot? Yeah, there are certainly a lot of problems there too. War good, it gives us nuclear winter. Yeah, I agree. That's a simple solution. Global warming, nuclear winter, they cancel each other out. Individuals don't profit, science profits real science. That's exactly, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Isn't science to start with, but a rich guy who likes science. Reusable rockets, Neuralink aren't the most profitable investment compared to AI software, but still do it. Actually, they are. Gemma, consider the fact that Neuralink isn't anything at this point. What has Neuralink achieved so far? Not much, really. Especially if you consider how much time has been spent on Neuralink. However, everyone knows about Neuralink. That drives up the stock price. So it is actually extremely profitable. The same thing with reusable rockets. Reusable rockets are groundbreaking. They also drive up the stock price. It also is profitable. That's the problem. These things really are profitable. Compared to AI, that's fair, but Elon Musk also started his own AI company, which is actually really bad. We really shouldn't have more AI companies. That's a really bad thing. What's going on? We're just rendering and chatting. Not much. The monkey can play Pong now. But that's exactly the problem. Every single one of these inventions is kind of made for profit. For example, Cybertruck and electric cars. Electric cars are cool, or self-driving cars are neat, but they're not that great from a scientific point of view. As when it comes to contribution to science or contribution to society, neither one of them is great. Cars are extremely inefficient, and there really isn't much of a scientific insight you can get from self-driving cars. Like, yeah, maybe models of the environment, but I mean, Boston Dynamics already is pretty good at that. So that's kind of the whole pickle. When people talk about Elon Musk's contribution to science, they mostly just compare him to other billionaires, but that's an incredibly low bar. People don't appreciate just how low a bar that is. Considering how much power billionaires have, and how little they do for science, it is honestly disgraceful. Spoiling humanity, next we rely on AI, and next we lose our creative skill, next generation will be very weak as well. We need to bring creativity back. I don't think so, Bendak. I don't think it's that far, because you could make the same thing for electricity and computers. Like, you know, when computers got invented, people could say, oh, we're relying too much on computers and next generations will lose their creativity, so on and so forth. The thing is, there is nothing wrong with us relying on technology, in my opinion. Because most of the time we only rely on technology because it's that useful. Like, we rely on technology in order to keep up our advanced society. But if all of our technology would break away, we wouldn't die off as a species, we just wouldn't be advanced anymore. Musk is least better than Edison. Gemma, come on, did Edison? Like, yeah, that was Edison. Gemma, you need to bring up the bar. We can't say that Musk is better than Edison. My neighbor's dog is better than Edison. Edison just stole ideas and got rich off them. Okay, there are parallels, I suppose. Billionaires don't do much for computers. I don't want to get into that because I don't know enough about economics to get into that conversation. All I can say is billionaires don't do much for science. I would argue they hurt science. Do you want AGIs? Of course I want AGIs. Absolutely. Not even a question. But non-misaligned one, please. I would rather we live in heaven than die. As a best case scenario. That is any a common pseudonym. Make people. I vote not to make it a billionaire. I vote to remove money and make an AI give rations to people. I voted for that too. Edison is praised by scientists so much as by what he did, so should must be praised. Edison isn't praised by society. Have you, when you mentioned Edison, did I praise him? No, I didn't. Gemma, we're going the wrong way. If Edison got false credit, that doesn't mean Musk should also get false credit. That means Edison should be discredited. Because Edison should be discredited. He was a dick. Publish our plans. My sanity of AI out. No, know who Edison is. Do you know Tesla, the dog that can explode? Tesla, like scientist, you know, electricity, invented, you know, oscillated the AC, basically, current. Edison was his rival, and whilst Tesla had a lot of brains, Edison had money, and basically Edison was, well, now is pretty famous, but didn't used to be. And now is pretty famous for just stealing different inventions and pretending that he invented them. So back in this day, Edison was thought to be like a great scientist. Only later on, it was discovered that he actually wasn't that great of a scientist, and then just stole a bunch of ideas and used them to profit. Andre, but what actually makes neutrons have neutral charge? Quarks cancelling each other off in there. We have, in a neutron, we have an up quark, and then we have two down quarks. Down quarks have a charge of negative 1/3, and up quark has a charge of positive 2/3. So negative 1/3 times 2, because there are two down quarks, plus positive 2/3, because there is one up quark, that gives us 0. And then in a proton, it's different, because in a proton we have 2 up, 1 down, and so thus we have negative 1/3 plus 2 times 2/3, which is 1. That's why protons have a positive charge. Net charge 0, exactly. Glad to help. Mind you, that will make it. How to make solid stick and trying the solder won't stick. Solder? Tesla deserved better. He really did. He really did deserve better. But oh well, that's unfortunate. That's actually the nice thing about the internet. People really often like to complain about the internet, but internet really does give power to the underdog. Like, we like to really often pretend as if it's a new thing, you know, that internet leads to misinformation and so on. But the truth is, without the internet, it's much easier to spread misinformation. Like, yeah, right now, powerful people can spread misinformation for their benefit, but internet still makes it much more difficult. Because back in the day, all the, you know, big medias could just be bought. Right now, however, it's the internet. Everyone has access to it. That's why I'm hopeful. That's why I'm hopeful that most people will realize this all. Do anything you want, people. Anything you want, people won't question you. No, actually, that's a nice thing. People will question you. There are limits. That's actually what's so amazing about this. Elon Musk can't just go and kill someone in the Times Square because other people will see it, and he just doesn't have enough capital to silence them. And that's why actually there are so many people who... That's why when it comes to controversial figures, there's a controversy around them, which I think is good. I think it's good that people are skeptical. People really often like to pretend as if it's good when people on the other side are controversial, but it's bad when there's a controversy around people on their side. But it's always important to have checks. Even if it's someone who you trust completely, you need to question them all the time. Internet is the second most influential invention of humanity. I would argue right now it might be the first. Well, unless you mention computers, which I guess are the underlying. But then electricity is the underlying thing. But then physics, so it depends. Versus AI. Not yet, Gemma, not yet. AI isn't the most influential yet. The thing is, AI, whilst it does give us a lot, I don't think it's past the point of just normal algorithms yet. I feel like if I had a choice between algorithms and AIs, I would pick algorithms. Because there's just more you can do more with algorithms than AI. At this point in history. In the future, AI will overtake algorithms. Simply because of AGI, if nothing else. But not yet. Congrats for the game. Thank you! So if something is perfect, you haven't checked hard enough. No, it's more like if something is perfect, then you're not doing science properly. Things cannot be perfect in science. Not because they can't seem perfect, only because there's always uncertainty. You cannot trust anything 100%. Which might be worrying, but at the same time, there's always something you can trust the most. Which is nice. Hey, we've reached 8 subscribers since last. Oh, there are comments on the post. Hold on, let me respond. Let me respond to comments on the post. Pillar! Thanks so much for the donation to the Prevent Cancer Foundation. Hold on, let me add you the list of people who donated. Where is it? Where is it? There it is. Pillar. $5. What is the day? It's 11/27/2024. 11/27/2024. There we go. Neat. There, added a slice of pie. Atomic is still mad in the... Okay, thank you, student. I don't know if people from different colors, the majority of consider something like AGI as the devil. Pseudonym, I don't mean to be that guy, but the more you chat on this stream, the more it sounds like you just... Well, let's just say that people don't use the term feminazi in normal conversations. But I'm not saying you're in an echo chamber, but I am saying that. There we go. That's the death. Congrats, keep doing your stuff. Well, thank you, Nicole. Congrats on 40k. Thank you, Anthony Chicken. Spoon. Congrats, keep careful switching your full YouTube. You're severely underrated. Oh, Spoon. Oh, I know. More videos for me. That decided what trim feminazi. Well, I mean, you don't see it in casual conversation. And therefore, guys, it's been nice here. Goodbye. Bye, Lemon. Bye. Have a good one. The world needed him the most, exactly. Oh, I have to extend the charity, that's right. It needs a time limit, apparently. So I have to extend it every couple of weeks. It's a time limit, hold on, where is it? Kanzebad, edit. Get started. There was like a way. Add videos? No. Set goal, there we go. End date, let's extend it to like 15th at the very least. Whoop. All the streams. Is a popular term in the Eastern world. It is very not pseudonym. It's super not. It is absolutely super not pseudonym. And it's actually kind of a wake-up call that you might be in an echo chamber. I am Eastern, and I interact with people from the Eastern world all the time. My second biggest demographic is Indian. You really do got some peak quality vids. Thank you. I'll be trying to keep them coming. More. We are entering a period where resources are becoming more important than intelligence and creativity. I would argue it's the exact opposite, actually. We're entering a period where intelligence becomes more important than resources. We don't actually have any problems with resources anymore. But cancer might be of negative moral nature. That is a controversial take. What kind of work do you do outside of YouTube? Nothing anymore, actually, Aiden. Funny enough, nothing anymore. Bad idea, I know. It's a bad idea to do YouTube full-time with my statistics, but I'm trying. So, I'm a full-time YouTuber now. Boy, that feels odd to say. Yeah. Music game attack. Hi there, Mark. Oh, hi, Mark. Yeah, full-time job, finally, yeah. It's a bad idea, by the way. I mentioned that. Right now, I cannot sustain myself off YouTube. This is a huge leap of faith and... let's just say a bit of a dumb idea, but... oh well, something happens, am I right? Wouldn't there be a slightly higher chance of burning out? If I had a nickel for every single time someone warned me, I would burn out. Y'all misunderstand what burning out is. Really? Do you think that life has no meaning, make it? That depends. I like absurdism. It has no objective meaning. There's no such thing as objective morality. Morality is very much subjective. We just happen to have evolved with one. And a lot of people find this very pessimistic and nihilistic, you know, that there is no objective right or wrong. However, it also is very hopeful in my opinion, because that means there is no wrong right or wrong either. There's no wrong morality. Which means you can do whatever you want. He'll slowly fade away like a flame getting consumed by the wind. Well, that's grim. This is why there's no Einstein film in Hawking shooting in the 21st century. Neil deGrasse Tyson. Well, another reason, Gemma, might be because Einstein, Feynman... Okay, first of all, what do you mean there was no Hawkings in the 21st century, Gemma? What do you mean? Like, not anymore, but Hawkins has century been in the 21st century, right? I remember Hawkins, and I'm pretty certain I remember him after the year 2000. Right? Am I wrong? When did Hawkins die? When did Hawkins die? 2018. Okay, yeah, I'm not wrong. So, first of all, we certainly have had Hawkins in the 21st century. Second of all, consider that Einstein, Feynman, and Schrödinger have mostly become popular after their time. If we do have someone like that right now, we're probably just... they're not famous enough. The research hasn't exploded in popularity enough to become the purely mainstream theory. Just take a look at the Nobel Prize winners. People still win Nobel Prizes for incredible things. Higgs boson, we do have Higgs, if I'm not mistaken. Higgs. I do believe that... oh, I don't remember the first name. We certainly still have... never mind. Oh. We had Higgs. Past tense. People born after 2000 is just dumb. Buddy, it's been 24 years. Give us some more time, maybe. You know? Like, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think Einstein came up with the theory when he was 24. Nice and family. I mean, Albert Einstein, the man. When did Einstein come up? When did he do it? First scientific papers 1900. So his first scientific papers were 21 years? Yeah, so that means that if you have an Einstein these days, they are right now writing their first scientific papers. So do give them some time. No, pseudonym, please, I beg you. This is not the right spot. People won't agree with you here. The subject about morality and philosophy test today. Oh, that's interesting. Shower thoughts guy. We don't talk about... the third vial of sulfuric acid is still there. Some of it spilled, yeah, that's true, but it's still there. The biggest celebrity in the US when he was alive. Yeah, but at what time? When did he go to US? United States 1940s. So that's 61. He was 61 when he went there. That means you have to wait another 40 years for that to happen. Einstein didn't come up with his theories, you know, just like that when he was in his 20s. Isn't it arguing against feminism? Yeah! Different places in India and you realize the difference between feminism and feminazism. Pseudonym! Oh my goodness! Can you please? This is not your place for... this is not a place for just echo chambering your political ideas, okay? My goodness gracious me. If an Einstein was alive today, he'd be too busy trying to understand how to abuse the algorithm. Been there! Just kidding. So mixing with feminism and Nazism. I mean, really, pseudonym, I don't want to be that guy, but that shows... that's so fucking... I don't... disrespectful even isn't even the right word. Pseudonym, do you know who Nazis were? I would argue they were pretty bad guys. I don't like how these days people just misuse the word Nazi all the time. Nazis weren't good people. They really weren't. The more we normalize the word Nazi, the less of a meaning it carries, and the less terrified people are of the history of Nazis, which is terrifying. It's awful. They did awful stuff. How many people have them? Oh my, I don't even. Why don't we have any genius 61-year-old celebrity walking around? Oh, hold on for now, just for a moment. godfather of AI research. Our I don't remember the name. Jeffrey Hinton. There we go. The thing is, maybe not physics, but we still have some people who will certainly be Einsteins of the future. Jeffrey Hinton probably will be one of them. Basically, the guy responsible for explosion of AI. The ground reality of third world countries. Pseudonym, as I mentioned most. I'm tired. Just stop, mate. I don't want to go into the history of this. You comparing... you saying that feminism has gotten to the point of... It's gross on a level that's hard to even articulate. I mean... Do you know who the Nazis were? Do you know what they've done? The Nazis. Do you really know what they've done? They've, like... if skipping over the worst bits... skipping over the worst bits... They started a world war. And that's skipping over the worst bits. Not many groups of people can say that... Can have, like, starting or... Just... absolutely demolishing everything in the World War, have that on the list of not worst things they've done. Is there anything left for us to discover? Yes, there is actually a lot. There are a lot of unsolved problems. Funny you should mention that when it comes to neutrinos, for example. Neutrinos have a list of research. No, wait, not this one. So what's this? Scientific interest? I don't remember which one was it. Have just a list of things we still have yet to do. Mass. Standard model particle physics assume that neutrinos are massless. The experiment here are phenomenal neutron oscillation makes neutrino. Basically, we don't know masses of neutrinos, as a simple example. There is a lot of things for us to still discover. But you are more popular than Jeffrey Hinton. I am really not even close. Jeffrey Hinton is basically Einstein of AI at this point. And actually, a really good analogy now I think about this. Because there are a lot of people who certainly have contributed a lot. But I would say Jeffrey Hinton is kind of a... At least in AI research circles. Create legacy. Research alone won't do anything. Gemma, I don't like you saying this because the thing is you don't know. In the 21st century has only been going on for a little bit over 2 decades. 2 decades is not enough to create a legacy. And if you count the spillover from the 20th century, then you have Stephen Hawking, who has certainly created a legacy. You have Peter Higgs, who has created a huge legacy. So in 21st century, we already have people who died in the 21st century and already have a legacy, a huge one. Oh my god, I can't send you accent. I'm guessing at least EU. It is EU. Believe it or not, it is European Union. Right. The actual accent is a mix. Doesn't actually matter. Isaac could have started a whole new field, but now one mistake in math made him salty. Could he really? I don't know. Well, I mean, he made relativity. You could consider that a field, I suppose. Right? I think. Relativity, I would say, is a pretty big field. Actually, doesn't have a pun intended. You have to admit, 1920s to 60s were a golden age of science. Oh, I would disagree. I would disagree a lot. Is there no history page, really? 1920s, basis of modern scale, yeah. When was the first, like, large scale? No, why is there no history? My goodness, unbelievable. I was kind of hoping for a history page to show you just how much we've advanced since the 1960s. It isn't. It really wasn't a big... It really wasn't a golden age of science, it's just... This is a survivorship bias combined with just a hefty dose of... I don't even... nostalgia? I don't even know what to call it. The thing is, Stephen Hawking and Peter Higgs stand next to Einstein and Feynman, in my opinion. And there are many, many, many more people still yet to come. The only difference is their legacies haven't really become legend yet, because they still feel too real for us. If you've lived at the same time as Einstein, then you wouldn't think of Einstein as a legend. You would think of Einstein as a celebrity, like Hawking's or Higgs. The reason why we consider, you know, science to be grander in the past than it is in the present is because of the legends of it all. Scientists of the past are legends to us. Scientists of the today are just people. I hate oh, it's such a happy take, I love it. Welcome to Happy Verse. Oh my goodness, I guess something on Flames still going. Oh. Please do. Talking advanced science. Oh yeah. Can you believe it? There might be someone joining us really soon. There we go. Ah, I gotta go see him. I get bye Spoon, bye, have a good one. Right. Hi, the Li-Fi, welcome. Pop. Imagine you are the future Einstein, teach your streams the future history classes. No, I would prefer to be like motivation for a future Einstein because I think like that's cool. Can you imagine having like a future Einstein? Who knows? Maybe they're watching the stream right now. Can you imagine though? Oh, that would be so awesome. It's certainly possible considering how many people here are actually... Maybe Ash is the future Einstein. A lot of people here are really, really invested into science. So that's certainly a possibility. Maybe Flame might be a future Einstein of chemistry. I don't think I'll be a future Einstein because I don't think I have it in me to invent science. I don't think I have that kind of creativity. I certainly am creative, but in a much different way. I don't have I don't have what it takes to invent science or discover science. Flame does. Flame could be a future Einstein. It won't leak my river quote and become a future genius. Do not limit yourself. I mean, it's fine. I don't. Well, I mean, if I were to be a future Einstein, I certainly wouldn't mind. But I don't want in that sense. I would much rather be a motivation to a future Einstein, you know? I would take that. I take that position. Having a future Einstein say that it was the make it streams that motivated them. Whoa. Like, statistically, if I don't die, statistically at some point we will have a Nobel Prize winner who will mention me as their inspiration. Statistically, it's bound to happen at some point. I'm just saying. Nothing bad in it. I suppose that's true. Einstein's master. What happened to fund Kant's research? Sounds like a good plot. Yeah. That's my origin story. And then when they make, the whole biography of that future Einstein, then I'll just be there. Can you imagine if it really was Flame though? And in the future they make like a documentary about Flame, and it's just mentioned how every now and then Flame would just pop into these live streams of that guy who's just streaming science. True genius lies in explaining complex topics in simple terms, so you definitely can definitely at least a genius. I'll take that. If I win the Nobel Prize, I will credit you. So should everyone. I agree. And the funding would be $90 a month. Dante's Inferno. That's such an oddly specific reference. Speaking of, where is My Chemical Fire? Where's My Chemical Fire? Oh, that's actually pretty hilarious. I don't want to spoil what Flame will be talking about, but that is actually pretty hilarious. Hi, Dezentre, welcome. It's been a while. 2 hours in the stream. Yeah, it really has been. I'll have to go soon. That's a bit upsetting. There we go. There it is. The man, the myth, the legend. We were just talking about how if you become a future Einstein, then I will probably be featured in your biography. Well,
I don't think I'll be a future Einstein. I don't think I'm smart enough for that.
Well, yeah, but so does every past future legend says. I feel like if you've asked,
I'm sure Einstein thought he was pretty smart.
I don't know. I feel like if you've asked Maxwell,
he must have known.
I don't know. I feel like if you've asked Maxwell, if his research, if he would be a legend in the future when he was in his 20s, he probably wouldn't think so. Or Higgs. That's my most recent favorite. Actually, we had this conversation just a little bit ago. Gemma was basically saying that there are no Einsteins in the 20th century, as in, society is getting dumber. But I go against that. In my opinion, we certainly still do. And what's more, Stephen Hawking and Peter Higgs are just two Einsteins that just made their way to 21st century. Like, the fact, I genuinely didn't know that Peter Higgs died this year.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, I thought he died such a long time ago. But Higgs was always such a legendary figure to me. I thought he died a really long time ago. A guy who basically his entire life fought to prove that the particle existed, and he apparently like made it to the 24th. He lived through the pandemic.
That is actually crazy.
That is wild. You mean to tell me that the guy who basically completed the standard model just lived among us, just walked the earth?
Among Us?
Yeah, suspicious.
I think one of the reasons people say like you don't get many Einsteins or whatever nowadays is because science now is very collaborative. Like you don't get one person making some big discovery.
Oh, I actually
That's
think
because for one, you've got like multiple people working together.
Oh, I think it's different.
And also,
actually,
all the big discoveries have been made. Like it's now incremental discoveries, you know.
Oh no, I think it's actually quite different. I feel like there are still big discoveries to come, and the fact that people work in teams and stuff. I mean, Higgs worked in team of 5 people to discover, invent, create, whatever you want to call it, the Higgs field. It's just that the other 4 I never mentioned. So I don't think that's stopping us. I feel like the bigger issue is that right now we do have great scientists. They just haven't become legends yet. Like Einstein in his time was a celebrity, not a legend. And recently, like Stephen Hawking is the best example. Everyone knows about Stephen Hawking. Even people who aren't into science. What's more, theory of everything. We still haven't made that. That certainly will be a massive discovery. That would be an incredible thing when someone comes up with a theory of everything. That's gonna be the next Einstein. Is that Flame? Yeah, it's Flame.
Hello.
I know who the next Einstein is. Do you want me to call him? Have him a quick dial. Well, that's convenient. Tell him to like and subscribe. I want to be included in the biography, documentary. By the way, speaking of the research, I really want you to mention the bromide thing because I find it hilarious.
Oh, I mean, yeah, we stuck our sample in. It was ethyl bromide or whatever you call it. Yeah, can you picture that molecule? Like if I say ethyl bromide.
Ethyl bromide. I know what that is. Al, I don't. Bromide, yes. Kind of.
Okay. The "il" just means eth attached to something.
Oh, so basically 2 carbons with 2 organic carbons with the hydrogen mess attached to bromine?
Yeah.
Oh, damn. I'm impressed with myself.
Let's go. And so what happens is we put the sample in, and you know we have this like plasma source thing.
Yes.
The plasma source is like 2 electrodes. It shoots a bunch of electrons that hit the sample and basically just yeet the sample around, turn it into a plasma, and ionize it. But in the process of doing that, we also fragment the sample. So it breaks up from the big molecule into smaller pieces.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, because it does. I do believe you mentioned that before, I think.
Let me just draw.
I mean, it's so basically in the first stage, the ionization stage, you break down the molecule.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that happens if you have like a medium-sized molecule or whatever.
So basically,
you could use different plasma sources which had like different strengths.
Am I correct here? On the 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
Oh, I am good at this. That's a bit too big. I'll have to delete that. I'm taking up too much space.
It's fine.
But basically, if I understand correctly, you had that. You basically broke it down into individual pieces, and you just lost the bromide.
Yeah, so you literally just chop it off. It can also break down like this as well.
So
and then you end up with some loose carbons or whatever.
I just found it hilarious that you just lost an atom. I don't know if it is of I'm missing something, but it seemed funny when you mentioned it.
Well, yeah. So what it was, we didn't lose the atom. It was just we couldn't find it.
That certainly sounds like losing it.
It's probably the sample is like decomposed over time, Because I asked him, I was like, well, why do you think it's not there? And he said, well, we had this sample sitting around for like a year. I said, it's probably just decomposed over time.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Which means, I don't know, the bromine has gone off to
That
something else.
sounds really dangerous, especially with bromine. You just have it decompose without
yeah.
realizing. Like-
Yeah, but also it's like it's a dilute solution. Like it's not a.
I mean, I suppose that's fair, but to me, I know it's not quite as extreme, but it sounds like, you know, some physicists just dealing with uranium, then realizing that uranium is no longer radioactive, and then someone say being like, oh yeah, it probably already radiated all of that energy out. Like, okay, but that's not, it doesn't seem safe.
Well, the thing is, bromine by itself is really bad, but bromine in like ethyl bromine, I don't think is that toxic. Like,
Oh, I know,
generally
but if it
in-
decomposed, then I'm assuming it
well,
had to
yeah,
go somewhere.
I don't think it would decompose to just elemental bromine. I don't know.
I don't know either. Bromine. I
Even
haven't
still, it
gotten
would
into
look
that.
orange if it was a proper hazard.
I suppose that's fair.
I'm trying to see if there's a.
If antimatter is real, what about imaginary matter with real mass? You don't have to say if. We do know antimatter is real. Yeah, but antimatter does not have negative mass.
Oh, it's
Antimatter,
bromoethane, not ethyl bromide.
bromoethane. Oh, that makes a lot more sense. I know bromoethane.
But isn't the other one methyl bromide?
But that's only because organic chemists just are drunk all the time.
Okay, no, the other one is bromomethane, but people call it methyl bromide.
Yeah, that's because when organic
Yeah,
chemists...
chemistry.
Yeah, that's because organic chemists, when they were coming up with all the names, like they started on top of a huge pile of cocaine, and once they got to the bottom, they already forgot what they named the original things.
Yep. Well, no, it's because they started giving them names without any rules. And then at a certain point, they were like, hang on, we should have rules for naming them. And so they added these rules, but not everything they'd already named follows those rules.
And welcome benzene, just with
Yeah.
when it's attached. I don't even remember what it's called when it's attached to something. Oh, what was it?
Phenol.
Phenol, which, I mean...
But the thing is, there's phenol, but there's also benzyl, which isn't benzene.
Yeah, and it's just... It makes
It's benzene
my...
with an extra carbon on the thing.
It makes my blood boil because it's organic chemistry. I feel like before I move on to a proper organic chemistry video, I'm just gonna make one that's just the book, the naming convention, because I feel like the naming convention has a pretty solid amount of information about the organic chemistry itself. Like, in order to explain the naming convention, I first have to explain the reason why... Oh, the question I had! Right! Remember that a while back ago?
No.
Unless you want to talk about your research first, because that's a short
mind.
question. It's a short question, you really can. I don't... Because I just realized I keep interrupting
I
you,
do
so...
not mind. I'm here to chill.
Alright then. That's good. So basically well, mostly two questions. One which is a more concrete question. The other one is half a confirmation, half a question. First of all, in organic chemistry, obviously everything is based around the carbon. And my understanding is that carbon... Actually, no, no, a better idea. I'm just going to list right here on the side. So elements, so CH, ON, and P is phosphor?
Phosphorus, yeah.
Chomp. Alright, so we have our chomp and chomp. And basically, I want to understand because every single one of these elements in organic chemistry has like a standard reason for being there. Obviously, there are exceptions, but all of them... these are the...
What do you mean reason for being there?
So for example, carbon, I understand, is the... I can start with carbon and hydrogen. So if I understand correctly, carbon is in organic chemistry as like a base skeleton for molecules because it can hybridize and it like forms the basic structure of it all. And hydrogen...
Because the main thing is it can make chains of itself. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I always understood hydrogen in organic chemistry as a cap on carbons. So like a bottle
Yeah,
cap.
hydrogen will just stick to anything it can.
Yeah, so
It just sticks.
So I always saw it as like a bottle cap on top of carbons to make sure that it doesn't bond to anything.
Yeah. And you should also think that halides... Do you know what I mean when I say halide?
I heard about that term. Oh,
Okay,
I don't
halide
remember it.
means fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, everything in that
Oh, it's this, right?
group.
Oh,
They all behave like hydrogen in terms of like where they're gonna sit on a molecule.
piss, I'm gonna
So they
struggle
will
with
just
that.
stick onto a carbon, like in bromoethane, like
Okay.
like I just had. Yeah,
So it's a group, halides, right? It's... Oh, let me get
the
this.
group. Yeah, the group is called halides
That now I remember where I remember it from. Yeah, 17.
or halogens. Sorry,
Halogens.
halogen. Halide is the
Well,
ion.
if it's any constellation, if you said halogen, my reaction would be the exact same. That I had the term, I don't remember what it is. So, okay. So when it comes to hydrogen, I understand it really well. It's a pretty simple atom. When it comes to carbon, however, are there any mystical reasons why it always builds up as the skeleton in organic structures, as like the basis, or like no, rather, are there any in-depth specific reasons why it forms chains, or is it just the hybridization and convenient electron structure?
It's just the convenient structure. Like nothing else can form chains like carbon does, and that's pretty much it.
Oh, and then I understand that silicon doesn't quite work because it's bigger, more complex, and
Yeah,
it's more of a
silicon just
hassle.
behaves a bit differently. Like in theory, you could make chains, but I think there are just things in the way.
Yeah,
that
the
just,
same reason as like why we dope
just
the N-type N-type semiconductors with phosphorus, but P-type with boron instead of aluminium, because it's lighter and behaves differently, more massive. Okay, so got it. So
I don't actually know.
that's actually a fact I double checked, a triple checked.
Okay.
All the I haven't.
I
finished,
forgot
so-
about semiconductors, which is quite bad if I'm doing a PhD on perovskites. Problem for the future.
They're not that complex, actually. From a chemical point of view, chemistry,
yeah,
I feel
yeah,
like, is the best explanation for semiconductors, funny enough. Physics has a much worse
Yeah.
one. Then oxygen, if I understand it correctly, oxygen is just there to oxidize. I haven't... so alcohol, for example.
What do you mean by it's just there to oxidize?
As in... Oh, boy, that actually... You know what? Fair question. It's as in to oxidize, so as an element that when you add to the chain displaces the electronegativity. I don't... Boy, my chemical vocabulary is really lacking. Displaces electronegativity in the chain. Does that make any sense?
You mean it just like withdraws electron density?
Yeah.
I mean, it does do that, but like, I wouldn't say that's why it's in
Okay.
organic chemistry.
Is there like a reason, or is it just complicated? Because
Well, I mean, the reason all of these are in organic chemistry is that like they're common and they're flexible. That's the main thing. Like they can do multiple different things.
oxygen
And-
can breach between carbon bonds too and provide polarity to organic lipophilic skeletons.
Yeah, it can bridge.
All right, so oxygen in this case is just like oxidizing carbon then, as in it doesn't have one specific usage. It's just that it acts like carbon, except it's oxidizing instead of being in the golden zone of chains.
I mean, you can't make chains of oxygen,
Right. So yeah, that's
but oxygen can bridge between two carbons.
yeah. So I'm
I mean, you can
trying
technically
to
make
find
chains
like
of
a
oxygen, but like it won't do that.
yeah. I'm trying to find like a general pattern. So because obviously there are gonna be exceptions. It's organic chemistry, of course. There's gonna be exceptions. There's exceptions in naming convention, which tells you a thing or two about organic chemists. Insult intended. But the way I understand it is oxygen has the same role as carbon, except it oxidizes, and because of that, it cannot do chains because it's not in the golden zone of electron configuration. But at the same time, so it loses that functionality, but gains the functionality of actually being able to oxidize things.
See, the thing is, like, you're approaching this like everything has a reason for being in these
Okay, no,
molecules.
I
right?
already went through that phase. I know it's gonna be just exceptions, but I want to establish some baseline to which exceptions will be relative. I want something. I don't want just 7 billion different rules for oxygen. I want one rule and 7 billion exceptions. I know it's never going to actually make sense.
In these kinds of molecules, oxygen, I would say like the main thing it's doing is providing like some kind of polarity.
Okay.
In terms of like alcohols and carboxylic acids and stuff.
Yeah, that's where I was coming from with the alls, actually.
But yeah, I don't know if I could say there's like one thing oxygen is doing.
No, I understand that. Obviously, it's not going to be one thing.
Yeah.
I mean, the same even with, well, actually, carbon, hydrogen. Well, hydrogen, I suppose, it does have one thing. But same with carbons, it's not going to be one thing.
I mean,
nitrogen,
hydrogen
phosphorus.
as well is like doing a lot of acid stuff and dissociating,
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. That is organic
like on
chemistry as well.
OH,
My goodness. My god. You know what broke me in organic chemistry? When you were last on stream and we were talking about hybridization, when I realized that there is actual disconnect between theoretical chemistry and organic chemistry, that broke me. Because it genuinely did. Because I really thought that there was some continuity between the two. It's just that it was inconvenient to use the theoretical chemistry for organic chemistry. It was just quicker to do organic. But it turns out there really isn't a consistent continuity. There's just a bunch of like leads that just end in theoretical chemistry, and
I mean, there are connections.
Yeah,
it's
there are
just
but
it's
there are-
really, really laborious to make that connection because you can just follow the rules of organic chemistry and they will do what organic molecules do.
and that
You don't need
broke
to-
me
yeah.
as a person. So now I'm just trying a completely different approach where I'm like, I don't know if you can see, but even with this, I'm not actually trying to figure out like, the energy, the actual oxidation, the mechanics of it all, how electrons are changing quantum numbers. I've given up on this. I won't do anything quantum with organic chemistry because I've got a bit of PTSD, but so I'm just going with general oversimplifications. Now,
I mean, it is good in organic to understand what the orbitals are doing. Because the orbitals will explain.
yeah, but
a
it's
lot
not
of the
quantum
behavior.
orbitals though. It's not the same.
Well, it's molecular orbitals.
Yeah, it's not the
it's-
same flavor of orbitals, if you know what
It's
I mean.
built from quantum mechanics.
Yeah, but in quantum mechanics,
But yeah, it's
orbitals
not
are
physics. Yeah.
more like quantum numbers, except with names instead of numbers with
I
names.
mean, it seems that you want to be able to like do organic and break it down into
No,
physics.
I've given up on it,
at
as I
every
mentioned.
But it's like,
it broke me.
It's just too laborious to do that. That's why chemistry exists, and it's not just a branch of physics.
Sometimes why do nuns pray on their knees? I love it when they stay on point. Nitrogen. No. Because nitrogen is really common, and I don't get why. I have no clue why nitrogen is in organic chemistry.
I mean, it can bond to carbon.
Oh,
That's pretty much it. Like it can just it can do stuff. It does some kind of like similar-ish stuff to what oxygen does. So it can be one of the main things with nitrogen in organic stuff is it can often have like a lone pair on it. Yeah, do you know what a lone pair is?
isn't that what oxygen gas has?
I mean, oxygen does have lone pairs usually as well.
that's the simplest molecule I know with lone pairs. So basically, pairs of
yeah.
electrons that aren't bonded, they're just chilling on each atom.
Yeah, they're just chilling
Or
on
an
the
atom,
atom.
rather.
Nitrogen in a lot of organic chemistry will be using its lone pair to do stuff, so acting as a base is what we say. And do you get what I mean when I say that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh wow,
so
I
it's-
actually do.
Yeah. So it's acting as a base means it's a nucleophile, which means it's looking for something positive to do something with its electrons too.
Okay, I get it. I'm surprised, but I do get it. That's not me.
It does a lot in biology, and I'm not big on biochemistry, so
No, not
I'm
really all
not
kind of- it's
super sure.
mostly bioactive, yeah. Mostly basic in chemistry and chemistry. But it can behave like an acid in
Yeah.
barbituric acid or sulfonamides. Well,
I see an organic fan in chat.
Yeah. An organic fan versus theoretical enjoyer at this point. Okay, so that's not all right. I'm getting something though. That's good. If all of these are so many asterisks attached that it feels more like
Yeah,
it doesn't
they
feel
do a
like
bunch of
science.
stuff.
I know it is, but it doesn't feel like science. It feels more like engineering at this point. But I'm getting a basic picture, which is nice. Now, phosphor, I do believe, was the last one. Although I don't think phosphor appears quite as much in organic
I
chemistry.
wouldn't say it's really one of the main organic
Okay,
things.
got it. So phosphor is one of the... so phosphor is just
Like
other...
it does
like,
show up in biochemistry a bit, like
yeah, so it's gonna
DNA
be...
and stuff.
So it's gonna be like sulfur, like fluorine, like bromine, like all the other ones. Sodium.
I mean, I don't know how common each of them are because
Yeah, so yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
yeah.
basically, it's a different... It's an atom which can be inorganic if you really want to.
I mean everything can be in
Yeah,
organic until you get to like
Right.
later in the periodic table.
Main for... I think I get it. The thing is, it really broke me. I'm having so much fun with the... It's wild, the difference between my knowledge in physics and chemistry at this point. I am so much better in chemistry than I was half a year ago, or even 3 months, or even a month ago. But still, the disconnect. In physics, I'm right now working on a video about elementary particles. It's so hilarious because in the research for that video, like a couple of my sources, I have one source which is a paper from 2022, another one which is a CERN article from 2024. It's hilarious, like how fresh everything about elementary particles is. It really is. Because, for example, we basically update the mass of quarks every couple of months. Because there's no... That's the only
I
way
didn't
to
know
actually...
that.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense if you think about it. We can't really create a theory on how massive quarks are. Instead, the only way to do it is actually just measure it. So we just keep colliding hadrons and just keep adjusting our measurements. And so every couple of months, we just update the mass of quarks and CERN as a whole thing. But that's just me young about physics. That's... So,
Physics.
yeah, you know me, just... I feel uncomfortable when talking to experts because most of the time all I can do is just nod my head. Because I don't know much about the topic in comparison to an expert, so I just try to show off my expertise in this one incredibly... There we go, that's the... So there's a website where you just get quark mass, for example, and you just get each document and each
Oh,
estimate.
this looks like the website I was using, but for chemistry.
Yeah, it's possible.
No, it's not the same website,
I know
but
it's
it's
not the
like
same
the
website.
same kind of thing where they just list a bunch of values.
Yeah, and then you just cite the most recent
Yeah,
one
like,
whenever you want to
let me
use
show
it.
you what I was looking at. It's literally the same thing, but for physical chemistry.
Phosphorus can be an energy carrier for molecular biology.
Yeah, there's a lot of biology stuff.
I'm not ready yet. I'm barely dipping my toes in organic. I am following your advice and doing organic before inorganic. I hope it works out for me. I feel like inorganic would be easier to tie to...
Well, it's like the organic fundamentals. If you understand the organic fundamentals, it's a lot easier to understand the inorganic fundamentals.
I absolutely love these websites, which are just basically like databases for when you
Yeah.
have something that constantly updates.
And this value, the EA, the electron affinity, I was using in the lab today. Because I look at the electron affinity, I convert it to nanometers, and then I know that that wavelength is the minimum wavelength I need for my laser to kick off the electron.
I know the exact value you mentioned, but it makes sense to me.
Electron affinity on that page.
Okay.
Which is basically
It
just
makes sense.
how much it wants to hold on to its the extra electron when you make it negative.
Yeah, makes sense. This is fun. Anyhow, that's enough of me holding the spotlight.
I mean, there wasn't much I wanted to talk about, to be honest.
I also be honest, I just mostly wanted to laugh at the fact that he lost bromine.
But, okay, we didn't lose it. It just probably wasn't there.
I mean,
in the
I
first
know,
place.
but it's just so funny to just have like, oh, so that's missing.
We
Like,
couldn't find the bromine, and we still had the fluorine and the iodine from last week.
although I do find it cool that I really love how your experiment, how much sense your experiment. I know it's a dumb thing to say, but I love how much sense your experiment makes. So that right now you can just post basically like an image. Oh, I need to import it, don't I? That's so annoying. Also, you should probably rename the board, given how you're the chemist here.
Wait, you can rename it?
Yeah, we have a math board now with a smiley face.
Wait, how do I rename it?
Selecting an image. Where are you selecting an image?
Oh, there's... Oh!
My thing just died on selecting an image. I wanted to...
You
Well,
wanted to paste it in here? I can try and paste it.
I wanted
Oh,
to
you have to
paste...
save it, don't you? And then import it.
Oh, I already saved it. It's just that my board just died.
Ah.
Oh, and just gave up. Okay, selecting image. There we go. This one. Sorry, image
Mine says
upload failed.
selecting image and
That's-
nothing has appeared.
Same here. I love it when technology works. You know?
Sorry, image upload failed. Well, you
Yeah.
don't say. It didn't pop up with the box.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I wanted to paste in the one showing the charge to mass.
Yeah.
I really love how it makes sense. I know it's a dumb thing to say, but I really love how it makes sense how you can just post a graph and without any context, it makes sense what that graph is showing. Like
Yep.
the way I knew it was a mass to charge is because there were many peaks. So it made sense to me that if you were going to... I am curious about the shape of the graph. It sucks that I can't upload it because...
Yeah, I don't get why it does that wave thing. It might just be the like calibration on the oscilloscope.
Oh, I thought
there
it
we
was
go, you
different
put it in.
I don't... Oh, there it is. Okay. The thing is, we can... Hold on. Let's be
gonna zoom in.
neat here. Let's move it up. So let's have it with the other ones.
Ah.
There we go.
Ah.
Or the bottom one is for your PhD project.
No, we need another board for that.
So the thing is, well, what I thought was happening is that you basically had like molecules, and then the spikes were there because there was slight variation in how different molecules of the same type were accelerated due to randomness or whatever. You know, them entering at different times
no.
or whatnot.
Okay, well, when you did your first circle and said molecules, what did you mean? Like,
I mean, so all of this is of the same type. So, for example, this one would be when you have ethyl breakdown. This would be methyl, I suppose, carbon-free hydrogens.
yeah.
So, for example, this would be methyl, except there are so many spikes because different methyls would go in at a different time. That's what I thought.
No. The spikes, you wouldn't get spikes if there's like a random spread. You would get like wide peaks.
Oh,
So the spikes would become broader peaks
well,
if
that's
there was
wait,
some kind of spread.
so why are they? I don't think I understand this graph. Then.
I think it's because on this, if you imagine, so each of these fragments has like a bunch of carbons on them.
Right.
But some of the carbons can get kicked off during the fragmentation, and then your mass goes down by 1, right?
Mhm.
And then you have a different mass, and so you end up with these different masses, all of like very almost the same mass molecule, but some of them are missing hydrogens.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's it. I think it's literally just like you kick off some hydrogens. At some point, you kick off a carbon as well, and they're probably overlapping a bit. You do also have carbon and hydrogen isotopes, but the carbon-13 isotope is only like 1%, so it shouldn't really affect this. And deuterium, what percentage is deuterium?
What is the goal here? You
Oh,
mean
deuterium is like 1 in 1,000.
what is the goal here? You mean the goal of a stream or the goal of the thing? Because two wildly different. Wait, so you haven't actually so we don't know exactly why the shape is the way it is?
Okay, let me draw. I know why. Oh, that's thick. Hang on. I know what like each of these lines is. Well, I know why those lines are there. I don't know why it does this.
That was my next question actually. The
Okay.
general shape after the peaks.
Yeah, I think that is just because of the oscilloscope settings or whatever. I think there's just something on it that's
Oh,
like,
so like
messing with this, but I don't know.
so kind of like when you have a weight and then you don't calibrate it so that to account for the mass of a container,
Yeah.
whatever.
Because in theory, right, the spectrum should be like it should be like this, you know, with like lines, and that's it. It should be flat, and only lines where there's actually something there.
So this is probably we're still uncertain. So this would be probably just uncalibrated, which means that if you didn't have anything in there, it would just be a flat line like this.
I think so. Honestly, I need to ask him because I was looking today,
obviously, right.
as he was messing with this, and I wanted to ask him something, and then I forgot to ask.
I mean, obviously we're dealing with guesses here, but that was just
Yeah.
that would make sense.
I just need to ask about it because the thing is, when he's like cycling through this so you know we have a laser that's hitting one of these, right? So laser here, whatever.
Right.
This is a laser. When he's changing the laser timing, the image is changing, but when I look at that, I'm like, well, how is the image changing if you're just changing the laser? Like you're not changing any masses or intensities. So there's definitely some kind of like warping going on with the oscilloscope to select individual things to shoot the laser at, and I don't know what that is. So I need to ask him about it.
All right. Also,
But yeah, when he's adjusting the laser, it literally like different parts of this will like bulge out. It's like it's zooming in on certain areas, and that could be this.
wait,
Yeah,
in
I
what
can't
way
remember.
is he adjusting the laser? I don't get that.
I don't know. He turns some knob, and,
No,
and
I-
this thing starts bulging around, and that's adjusting the laser timing. So instead of hitting like here, the laser will be a bit delayed and hit here or something.
Oh, so he's just changing the graph wobbliness knob. That
Well, no,
explains it.
he is literally changing
I
the
know.
laser as well. But
I
as he
know, it's just-
changes the laser, it's also changing the graph.
Okay, so all right, so it makes sense. The line curving probably isn't anything interesting. It's more like a
Yeah,
the result of hardware thing,
I think so.
not necessarily
Let me
an
look
error.
through
of
my
hardware.
images and see if I have other images.
I mean, I
of,
do have one
mess.
last question.
Mhm.
This
Um,
the aluminum foil on the
we
wire.
put foil around everything to reduce interference from background.
I just found it funny.
The funny thing is, my shoes generate a ton of static, and I kept getting static shocks today. And he was like, "That's not good. You should." I'm probably screwing the data.
That is not something you want, certainly, when just scattering of electrons.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Yeah, he did point out the foil at some point and say like, "Oh, we have the foil around here to just shield from any, you know, background whatever static, because that just means you get less noise on this and on the on
actually,
everything."
it just hit me just how dangerous the whole electron scattering thing is. Like, electron beams are usually used to like disinfect stuff. This is really dangerous stuff.
Yeah, it's lightning. Like it's just it's the same thing as
I
lightning,
think
especially the
it's-
plasma source. Like it's literally just lightning between two electrodes, and it just ionizes everything that passes through it.
Is
And
the
if it can
electron
break up
beam lightning?
bromoethane, it can break you up. So
I mean, is the electron scattering? I'm talking about this part. this right here.
I need to zoom out. Hang on. Yeah.
Is this lightning when electron is just
Um,
scattering off?
I mean, you're just yeeting electrons. So I don't know.
I mean, this feels.
I don't think the electrons are in. You have enough electrons.
Oh, I suppose that's fair. I
But I
suppose
mean,
you're
in
not
theory,
actually
the
trying to.
plasma source over here, this is electrons as well. You have an electrode. You have an.
I mean, yeah, plasma.
have an electrode
Plasma
here,
feels
electrode
obviously
here.
dangerous. Like,
Yeah.
duh, it's plasma.
But-
This feels
yeah.
more like radiation poisoning off kind of dangerous.
When I say plasma, it's our source, our gas, is turning into plasma by being ionized. So it becomes a plasma and then keeps going.
Kelvin is asking the real questions, and I do want your take on it. If you take this piece, the laser piece, and the electron piece, I want you to rank them in order from the ones that would cook a chicken the fastest to the ones that would cook a chicken the slowest. That's the real question there, and I feel like we'll finally,
which
finally
three
getting
pieces?
somewhere.
So
plasma, plasma, laser, and electron. An electron.
The plasma would cook the fastest. The electron, I don't even know with the electron that gets kicked off, because it's so few electrons. It doesn't really do anything. But also the laser doesn't
Yeah,
do
that's a
anything.
question.
Because the laser is visible light.
Like,
the
plasma is
laser
like a
is
dart.
literally just like it's literally like a laser pointer. Like that's all the energy it has.
Yeah, I remember you showed the changing color basically from red to.
Yeah, and the fact that you can see it means it's visible light.
There's
and
not a lot of
that's
energy.
not that bad.
It's,
Like it's still you don't want it in your eyes, but,
but
other than
you
that,
don't
it's
want
not
it.
gonna do
You don't want
anything.
it in your eyes as much as you don't want to look at the sun. Basically, not like you don't want it in your eyes because your eyes would burn through or
I
something.
mean, today I was like, "Oh, which direction is the laser polarized on the image?" And he was like, "Oh, I'm not sure. Tomorrow we can test it out by sticking our finger in the laser and seeing how the image changes." So it's definitely not going to cook anything.
I mean, there's a way to do it, I suppose.
Yeah. The thing is with the electrons, it's not like a beam. Like I mean, it is a beam, but it's also like you have
It's
so
a beam.
few
It's the most
electrons
in the
getting
most
kicked
technical
off.
sense possible. A beam.
Like it's not many molecules here. Like what was the pressure?
Oh, another
We had,
interesting
like,
fact. Actually,
10 millibars of.
I
of
think
sample. I don't know
no. I think it would be the laser that would cook the chicken faster. Actually, and I think
how.
because the electrons need the energy of the laser. Like the energy of the electrons that would effectively cook the chicken would be some percentage of the laser energy. I don't think it's.
I get what you're saying. That the electrons will have less energy than the laser.
Yeah. At the
But
very
I
most.
don't know if the electrons just being electrons does something, because the electrons carry energy. If I draw,
Oh, like
the electrons
they
are carrying
basically
energy
hit
from
it.
here, and they're gaining some energy from this, right?
Right. Yeah, I get it.
Because you're ionizing here, you're adding electrons on here, and then you're kicking them off here.
Wait,
But like, this is an electron beam,
but wait.
and
Actually,
this is electrons.
I
as
would
well.
like to change my argument. Then isn't all of the radiant energy getting pumped into electrons? Like when you
No.
have a
Oh,
laser.
Okay, this is the time. The last image I sent in the channel, in the chemistry channel. Can you pull that up?
Well, I can try. You mean the paper thing or?
Yeah, yeah.
All right. I can certainly attempt. Oh, image.png is already there. All right. Selecting image. Fingers crossed. Flame has a channel. Yeah, not a YouTube one, a Discord one. The OG science channel. I love the Discord channel so much though. The science one.
It is really nice.
It's so amazing. It's like
The
so.
problem is when you start getting multiple people in one field. What do you do?
I mean, I don't know, I'm pretty satisfied with how it is so far. Like for example, okay, Remco and Reblax both just oscillate between their channels. You have physics talk on the math channel and math talk on the physics channel.
Yeah.
Alu,
But I mean, like when you get two physics people, what do you do?
Oh yeah, I know. I'm just Remco is gonna be the OG and the.
Okay, it's just first come, first serve.
Well, no. If someone is, if someone is sufficiently
So
awesome.
if you get like a PhD physics student, they're just gonna override Remco. It becomes their
Oh
channel.
no, I'm
And
gonna
this is the
increase
question
my
I'm
number.
asking here.
Oh no, strength with numbers. I'm gonna collect everyone.
Okay, so
It
you
just-
just make another physics channel for the PhD student.
Oh no, I'm gonna add them as a scientist, but it's gonna still they're
Okay.
gonna have to share.
But the
a
channel doesn't change, but that person then has that channel.
Oh, it will still be Remco's channel. It's just that they have to
okay.
share. Unless we get someone sufficiently based, like, a professor or something, then I'd consider adding a second physics channel. But then
But
we have
then
to go
wouldn't that make
specific.
the first physics channel obsolete?
No, then we're
Like, no
getting
one would use it.
no, then we're getting specific. Remco has a physics channel, but then there will be particle physics channel or nuclear physics
Ah,
or
okay.
or thermodynamics, whatever. I'm still trying to select the
Okay.
image, by the way. It's taking its sweet time. It is though so awesome. I mean, with Remco, Remco helped me on, at this point, both the most recent physics videos a lot. You obviously, there's a reason why you have the OG channel, and right now we're talking about your thing. Reblax helping you understand the math thing. Let me just switch quickly to the math board. I'm waiting for the image anyway. The math board, Reblax's math board. I don't really
have
know
to
what this
switch
is
to it as
about.
well.
It's actually, it was an awesome day.
Oh,
Yeah, Reblax actually joined on stream for this. He basically explained
I
to me.
saw him in the VC, but I wasn't free at the time.
Yeah, it's about Lie matrices and Lie algebra.
I don't know what Lee means.
It's a guy who made
Well,
them up.
I know it's a person, but like, what's the?
Yeah, Lie.
What does it mean?
Oh, I am not qualified to explain that.
Okay.
But basically,
Why do I see the spin thing down here?
it's because, funny enough, it's because it all relates. I mean, there is a reason for it,
You were
actually.
like, oh, this nonsense Flame told me. I was just doing the bare minimum maths that I knew. Okay, this is proof that I knew a bit of maths.
No, I do remember it related to something. There was something with spin in there. Like, the thing is...
Well, yeah, spin is a maths thing.
Yeah, it's what... The thing is, this whole thing is about flavor rotation.
But it's spinners. Spinners is the thing in maths. With
Yeah,
an
oh,
O.
I haven't gotten to... I really should understand spinners better, because I know how huge they are.
Did you ever watch that 70-minute YouTube video about spinners?
I am subscribed on Patreon to the guy who made it.
And
So,
you haven't watched it.
I have not yet seen it.
Bro,
yeah.
you need to watch it.
I know I need to
Literally
watch it. I mean,
yeah.
I have seen the beginning of it. It's just that I remember at the time I was extremely busy and I just never got around to. I also feel really bad because I know if I watch it, that's it. I can't make a video about spinners, or at least I can't make it. Well, I guess 70 minutes. My video
mean,
would be
you
probably
can.
20 minutes. It would be a short recap anyway. I reached out to the guy if I could collaborate with him, and he responded that yes, he would love to, but he responded like months after, and kind of the whole thing just fizzled out. There was a mode in which I could have collaborated with him. Has the image selecting image? That's cool. Well, the thing that Roblox was basically talking about was Lie matrices, and so it's basically a specific kind of 3x3 matrice. Well, no, it wasn't. Was it Lie matrices? No, it was Lie. I don't think it was matrices. It was called something different. It was Lie algebra, and then there was Lie group. Lie group. My goodness, not matrices, groups. Sorry, Reblax was
Okay.
teaching me what
Is
groups
that
were.
group theory?
Yeah, but
Okay, I know some.
yeah, the thing is how groups are discrete. What I basically got from that is how groups are discrete. Lie groups are more continuous and infinities and whatever.
Okay.
It's confusing, it's complex, it's difficult.
We do group theory in chemistry for a bunch of like symmetry and quantum
That's
stuff.
actually what Reflex said too. The group is,
Yeah.
especially in chemistry, yeah. And the thing that I was curious about was a special kind of matrice. That's why I got confused with matrices. Is because in particle physics, there's a 3x3 matrice, which is used to do flavor rotation. And that basically explains why gluons are a thing. So you have, so quarks can have 3 colors, antiquarks can have 3 anticolors. But gluons between them can have 8, which doesn't make much sense, because if you have red, green, blue, it would make sense for gluons to be red green, green blue, blue green, or blue red, or red red, blue blue, green green. It doesn't make sense for them to have 8 colors. But
Okay.
the thing is, that's only because the color charge is just like an analogy. It's a simplification to make things easier to understand. And once you actually get into the maths, when you have a Lie group, then with that matrice, I know the maths because I'm right now working the video, but I don't know the Lie maths. Basically, when you have a 3x3 matrice with imaginary numbers, then in order for you to describe this matrix, you need 18 dimensions.
By the way, the singular is matrix and the plural is matrices.
Matrix. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Well, then that's certainly... Well, it's good to learn these sort of things months after I
I just
start
thought
using
I should
them.
let you know in case you go and make a video and say
I already have
matrice,
made
yeah.
videos, so... Well... I mean, it's about time, I suppose.
I mean, if no one complained in the comments,
No
it's
one
probably
yet, which is kind of odd. I've been saying matrice for years.
fine. Maybe it's just because the accent. They're like, oh, he's not a native English speaker. It's fine.
I take it. I take any win I can get with my accent, actually. if people thought I was saying matrix, if I was pronouncing matrix really weird, I take it. If I was French, I would pronounce it a matrix. Close enough. The point is, if you have a 3x3 matrix with imaginary numbers, then vertice. That's where I got it from. Because it's a vertice.
Isn't it also vertex?
No, it's actually vertice. That's what's
Okay,
so.
let me
yeah.
check the matrix then. I'm sure.
I remember that it was confusing because it was a vertice, not a vertex. Everyone calls it a vertex when it's a vertice, at least in Blender. At least, I don't know if it carries over everywhere.
Okay, no, matrices is the plural of matrix. I just wanted to check I wasn't going insane.
It does sound dumb in retrospect to call it a matrice. I don't... My goodness, it sounds really dumb to call it a matrice, actually. Matrix, obviously. But the point is, it's a 3x3 matrix with imaginary numbers. So 3x3, that gives you 9. And imaginary numbers gives you another dimension. So it's 9 plus 9, so 18 dimensions to describe it. But because of Lie groups, it shortens down to 8 dimensions. And that gives you 8 colors of blue ones. It's unbelievably complex and difficult. It's complex to the point where I don't even know anyone who could explain it to me. Simply, I would need Reblax and Remco combined into someone who was studying specifically that in order to understand it. So yeah, I'm still trying to select an image, by the way, this entire time.
Yeah, I mean, you can just pull the image up on stream.
I am going to.
I think Discord just broke the whiteboard thing with the selecting image.
Yeah, alright, there we go.
I'm just waiting for my stream to catch up. Okay, quick question. Where do you think I got this image from?
The textbook, is that what you ask? And
I wrote the whole thing.
you
And I
wrote the
drew
whole
the
thing?
diagrams.
Damn, okay. Wow.
Let me send you a...
That's impressive. For the detachment, that looks like light emission by electrons. Just off the graphs alone, without reading anything.
Hang on.
Or rather, that looks like electrons interacting with photons. A photo detachment, yeah, okay.
If you look at this, does this ring a bell with the stuff on the left?
Yeah, when you're showing obsidian.
No
That is
obsidian.
right? It's not obsidian?
It's latex.
Oh, right, okay.
So yeah,
Oh,
I
wow.
read the thing on the right.
That's really
I showed it to
impressive.
my professor today, and he was like, okay, the good thing was everything I said was correct. He just gave me advice on like, oh, change this formatting, and this needs to be italics or whatever. So
I mean, I thought this was out of a textbook, so that is a compliment in case you couldn't tell, in my opinion, at the very least, because when it comes to written text, textbooks usually have, like, you know, at the top, in my opinion.
You can tell it's not a proper thing because there's no figure captions because I haven't added them yet. So usually the like diagrams will have like a caption.
Oh yeah, like
under them.
diagram
Yeah, I don't have
7.8.
that.
I don't know.
Probably
Okay,
do
so
it
wait,
tonight.
is it something to do with light emission? Am I in the right territory just based on the graphs?
Not light emission.
Light absorption, I mean, this one. That's
Do you know what HV means?
HV. That's I'm assuming Planck's constant.
HV means light. That's literally just we just call it
Okay.
HV
That's-
in science.
that seems-
It just means light.
All right. I mean, the EKE that seemed like.
Okay, EKE means electron kinetic energy.
So this okay. Oh boy, EA. I know what EA is.
EA means electron affinity. You know what? Let me show you the paragraph before that, and it will clarify a lot. You can literally just.
I mean, I
read it.
haven't read anything yet because the entire time I was.
Okay, well,
so I
read
can't.
this, and it will make it very clear.
We'll make it very clear. Say. Can I show it on?
Yeah, sure.
Photon detachment is the process by which an electron is ejected from an anion following absorption of a photon.
Not anion. It's anion.
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 Oh, you call it onion. Call it
Onion.
onion. It's onion.
it's
you call
fine,
it
it's fine.
onion. I swear. First the matrices isn't a thing. Now an onion. Provided that the photon carries sufficient energy to overcome the electron affinity (EA), an electron is ejected from the AI.
Anion.
My brain refuses to acknowledge that an
It's like
ion.
if I say this as well,
It feels like
it's
it
not.
should.
It's not cation. It's cation.
I know. I always said people call it cation. It feels like it should have a bar. Listen. I don't blame you. I blame chemists as a
Okay.
group.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
If
We don't
A-
bother. We
if-
don't bother.
If A was replaced
Even
by
the
O, it would
professor
be
didn't
onion.
comment on it, so I'm chilling.
The kinetic energy of this electron depends on the excess energy supplied by a photon, makes sense, which was not used to overcome the electron affinity barrier. Oh, yeah, so, hold on. Hold on.
on.
It did clear up. If
It's
I am,
clicked.
it clicked for one simple reason, if I'm not mistaken.
Because of the diagram.
Well, the diagram was certainly a clue, but oh my goodness, where would you be? There we go. Will it happen to be something like
Shine
this?
some light on it, the energy of the movement of the
I've got to wait for it on the stream.
With blue being the energy needed to pop the electron off, if you will, and the red being surplus, yellow being energy of a photon.
Yeah, is this the photoelectric effect?
It is the photoelectric effect.
Yes, because this is photoelectron spectroscopy. Yeah.
I am familiar then with it. That makes sense. Yeah, HV being the electron affinity
HV
to
is
break
the
it
light.
away.
So we put light in, and it has to overcome this barrier, which is the electron affinity. And the excess energy that you've put in with the light that isn't used in overcoming the electron affinity then just gets given to the electron as kinetic energy.
That makes perfect sense now.
Yep.
So this is basically this is the energy of the photon. This is the in my diagram the red one. This is the extra momentum of the electron, simply because energy can't just disappear into the ether.
Yeah.
And then
And so you can see that, like, if you have a laser and you slowly lower the frequency, then at a certain point, your electron just stops getting kicked off because your light energy is below the.
Yeah, so
electron
right
affinity.
here, it's getting kicked off with this, like, delta E, if you will. Different.
The EK, yeah.
Yeah, EK being the difference in energies between electron affinity and the energy of light. But if energy of light is small in electron affinity, then electron will do nothing because it won't even get kicked off.
Yeah. And depending on the energy of the light, the electron will travel at
I
different
gotta
speeds.
say, that's a really good graph.
Thank you.
You made it in LaTeX?
Yeah. Let me show you the.
How? I don't.
Let me
and
show you.
you asked me for advice on LaTeX? I didn't even know a graph that's even close to this could be done in LaTeX. How did you even?
So it's this package called Tix with a Z.
That's
And
Really
you
impressive.
literally just draw lines in and you set the coordinates and then you add
I
labels
see.
onto the lines. Like it's actually really easy.
Oh, I see. Oh, I by the way, I love the arrow notation where it's just you literally just do an arrow in order to get an arrow. That's
Yeah.
I think that's hilarious.
And you do two dashes to make a line as well.
That's really impressive, I gotta say. And honestly, it's well. First of all, it feels nice to like see the photoelectric effect, just to see something I know, and I don't have to waste time by reinventing the wheel. And second of all, I mean, I already mentioned the fact that I thought it was from a textbook is a huge compliment in this case.
That's good. I mean, that's the power of LaTeX is like you can write anything and it looks really professional immediately.
It really does.
Because it just formats it all for you.
My goodness.
But yeah, then the text under the two diagrams at the top is more info about like what's going on, bit of quantum mechanics as well. You should read it. See, tell me if you actually like understand what it means.
Additionally, the energy levels corresponding neutral speeds will affect the kinetic energy of the electron transition of excited states during photodetachment. The angular distribution of the photoelectron, the probabilities of ejection in each possible direction, can be described by a wave function, obviously, shocker, where case kinetic energy of the photoelectron, right, that's not the calculator, of the anion and the neutral. This transmission is bound by a dipole selection rule. This means that for an electron in, for example, a p orbital in the anion, the resulting photoelectron angular distribution must be some combination of S wave, D wave, angular momentum components. I don't understand the S and D wave angular momentum components. The contribution of these components varies with photon energy. Degree of character mixing of the angular components is described by the... I mean, I'll be honest, this is obviously angular momentum of the electron, so this is already my weak territory. You know my opinion on the angular
Well,
aspect.
this isn't spin. This is like orbital stuff.
Yeah, but still angular momentum as well. That's close you can get to spin without being spin. Indicating the angular distribution of the... I mean, it makes sense of the most of it for me. I mean, obviously it makes sense with the all. It's just that I can't understand most of it.
Okay. I mean, I can go through it step by step because I think it's a cool thing to like understand.
Is
so
this
the
basically the conservation of angular momentum in the photoelectric effect?
Kind of, yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah,
That's
it
all
is,
I can
It is
understand.
because of conservation of angular momentum, yeah.
Okay, so go through it.
Okay, so the beginning where I say energy levels in the corresponding neutral, that I'll talk about later, because that is relevant in like the iodine example. Then when I say the angular distribution of the photoelectron, okay, so it's wave functions. They all have their own angular momentum stuff going on. Like each wave function has some kind of angular momentum things. And that is essentially the shape of the wave function, right? And you understand that from quantum mechanics. And so you can define this whole relationship as this thing called a Dyson orbital. That's just convenient. But the main thing here is that when this electron gets kicked off, the electron that's being kicked off has to have an angular momentum which is +1 or -1 from the original angular momentum. And so you know where like an s orbital is L equals 0 and a p orbital is L equals 1 and a d orbital is L equals 2?
Right. Yeah.
It's that. So if you have like an electron in a p orbital, then it has to go up by 1 or down by 1.
Oh, that's why if it's in P, it has to be must be some combination of S and D wave angular momentum components.
Yeah. And so it's a mix of the S and the D.
I mean, I don't get
the amount of mixing depends on some stuff that I haven't read yet.
Why it's has to be plus or minus 1? Because that does not feel like conserving the angular momentum.
It's because of this thing called dipole selection rule, which is like, have you heard of selection rules?
No, I actually can't say I have.
Oh, you haven't? Oh no, this is gonna be a nightmare.
Oh no! Okay, okay.
Oh no. Selection rules are like rules for any kind of transition in quantum mechanics.
Wait.
You know, usually some electron
Oh,
changing states.
Selection rules. Oh, please tell me it's the thing I'm thinking of, and I'll have to. So basically, like constraints on
Yeah.
change.
It's like there are certain transitions where like a certain quantum value has to stay the same, or
There
other
is-
transitions where a certain value has to go up
There
or
is
down by one.
another
or something.
thing. I had a name for it in my head a second ago. Do you know about lepton number conservation? I think it's called. It's for decay. So basically, there are certain rules governing decay of different elementary particles. They have to
I
decay.
haven't heard of it, but I can imagine what it is.
Yeah, so for example, lepton number has to stay the same. I think that's one of them. And this is basically the same thing except for states of the electron. So there are certain rules governing how it can change. Okay, that's fairly simple. It's
Yeah.
okay, now I get it. Right.
Okay. So yeah, that is why we get certain shapes on the velocity map imaging detector thing, because those shapes are some combination of, well, if we start with an electron in a p orbital, it's some combination of s and d angular momentum.
That
If
makes
you started
sense.
with an s electron, then it would have to
B
come out as a p
P,
orbital.
yeah.
Yeah.
So if you start with S, you would just have. So if you okay, makes sense.
Yeah. Because you can't go to -1. Yeah.
Right, there's nothing lower than S orbital.
Yeah. Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
Okay, so that makes sense. So we've now basically explained why we get the different sizes of circles on the detector and why we get the different shapes.
Mm-hmm.
Can you connect that over?
I think so.
So the sizes are the kinetic energies.
Mm-hmm. And the shapes are like
And so then the last bit that I say is just this anisotropy parameter. Anisotropy, so isotropic means the electron is evenly distributed in every direction, so like an s orbital. Anisotropy just means it's not evenly distributed.
not even distributed in what way?
In all directions. So as in you might have it more, say if you had a p orbital, it's more on like the poles and less on the
Okay,
the perpendicular. We just use this parameter in spectroscopy, which is like a way of defining how much it's towards each pole and how isotropic it is. And that parameter helps us figure out the amount of S and D wave components.
That does make sense. If it's higher, then it's gonna be more D? Or is it complex?
I think it's complex. I know if it's 0, it's basically all S because it's isotropic if it's 0.
Yeah, it makes sense that the
but other
lower
than
it
that,
would
I
be. It
yeah.
makes sense that the lower it would be more S, but the higher it gets, then the more complex.
Yeah.
That makes sense. That's
Okay.
awesome. My goodness. It's
I had to sit down and read papers for 6 hours to write this page, by the way.
yeah. I mean, it seems. The thing is, I love the bit of just reading stuff and it sounding extremely complex. The angular distribution of the photoelectron,
I
the
know.
probabilities of ejection in each possible direction, can be described by a wave function where k is kinetic energy of the photoelectron. Encapsulates Dyson orbital encapsulates alongside the wave function for the anion and the neutral. The detachment transition is bound by the dipole selection rule. It's not as bad as it could be with the names. I have seen there's one pair that's much worse. I'd
I
say,
mean, yeah,
but
it's like once you know what
is-
the words mean, it's a really simple concept.
yeah, once you know it is a book, and I mean, obviously there isn't really way to reward. Like, can't say anything else in wave function.
Yeah, and I mean, anyone who's reading this realistically is gonna know what the words mean.
Yeah, also, you can't really replace wave function or anything. Also, Dyson orbital really is a Dyson orbital. Like, it would be silly to every single time
it's
call
just
it
named Dyson.
the orbital
I don't even
encapsulating.
know why it's named like that, but you know, some guy Dyson probably just did something interesting.
That's similar from Dyson sphere, actually. Hold on. Dyson orbital.
I did think about that. I thought, hang on, we have a Dyson orbital and a Newton sphere. It's really close to Dyson sphere.
Dyson. Oh my goodness, is it not gonna have you in the Wikipedia article?
Oh no.
That's how you know you're getting into advanced stuff. Fun fact. This is. I don't like it because I am getting into territory where some of these things don't have a Wikipedia article, and they don't have anything on library
this is why
text.
I had to sit down for 6 hours and read papers.
Yeah,
It's like
and-
there was no easy summary anywhere.
Extends not reporting outer electrons prevent to stack wood blocks. There's one singular orbital and it's not the Dyson one. Weird. You meet them, there's a guy called Freeman Dyson who did stuff in quantum mechanics, and it's just a coincidence that we have a Dyson orbital.
Let me see if I can find out.
Not electromagnetic repulsion between outer shell orbital and electron prevent to stack wood blocks from collapsing into single piece, but the exclusion principle applied to he proved the Pauli exclusion principle? That's madness.
Okay, no, if he proved the Pauli, he probably
Must have been him.
he's probably the guy who the Dyson.
Yeah,
was
like,
named
you can't
after.
just prove the Pauli exclusion principle and be just a random Dyson. Pauli exclusion principle isn't like a trivial rule. It's the rule of quantum mechanics. If there is quantum numbers, I would argue the most important is Pauli exclusion principle. Okay, no, the most important is the discreteness of them. But after that, Pauli exclusion principle is the second. I'll be honest, I have to go, because it's been a long stream for me.
Okay.
But it's been really fun.
Is there one extra concept I can explain in like 5
Go
minutes? Okay. It's the diagram at the bottom of the picture.
Right, the
Which
photos
is actually,
attachment.
it should be quite simple.
I mean...
So it's the
not.
same as the diagram on top, except you've got multiple states in the neutral, right?
Right.
And so it has a ground state, which is that you don't need to worry about the labels, but the 2p 3/2, that's the ground state in that one. And the 2p 1/2 is the excited state. And this is actually what happens in iodine and in chlorine and in bromine and a bit in fluorine.
So
As you lower the mass, this delta E SO decreases, so those two lines get closer and closer together.
So, wait, hold on. So if you give it enough energy, you can either have an electron with a lot of momentum, or electron with less momentum but in an excited state.
Yes. Well, okay. Thing to clarify, the state is the state of the atom that's lost the electron.
Oh, so
So the electron isn't in that state, the atom is
so
in that state.
basically energy of the photon can either go fully towards the electron, accelerating it a lot, or it can partially accelerate the electron, partially excite the atom.
Yes. So yeah, you either get a slow electron with an excited atom, or you get a fast electron with a ground state atom.
And then you said that if you increase the mass, the delta ESO decreases.
This isn't because you're increasing the mass. It kind of is, but the trend in
see.
the halogens is that as you go up the group from iodine to
Oh,
bromine
that's
to
much
chlorine,
worse. I don't like.
It's kind of to do with mass.
I really
'cause it's
don't like it in
electronegativity.
chemistry.
It's just electronegativity. Yeah.
I really don't like it in
'Cause-
chemistry because in physics you just get like, increase the mass, increase this. In chemistry you have, as you increase the mass, the trend goes.
Yeah. I know it trends like that. I don't know why. I can find out why, but it will take me some reading.
It's some complex interaction, I assume. Yeah.
If you go into my channel again, if you look at the picture I sent today, labeled CL minus,
Yep.
can you get it on
Oh,
stream?
electron scattering, lovely.
Can you see two rings?
Yes, I can.
Those two rings are the two energy levels because you have a slow electron and a fast electron.
That's so unbelievably awesome. So it's basically these two, like, actually in... Okay,
The two electrons.
that's
yeah.
a really cool thing to mention in 5 minutes, I gotta say.
Exactly.
Oh, that's so awesome. I love how you can just write about something and then just be like, oh yeah, and here's a picture of it literally just
Today.
happening
Yeah.
today in the research. That's amazing. That's incredible. Oh, it
And
makes...
I think I didn't. If I have an iodine photo somewhere, let me find an iodine photo. Because in the iodine, you should also see the two rings, but they should be further apart because that delta E SO is bigger.
That is so unbelievably awesome. Sorry, I can't make a video on this research, can I?
Not really, because
Yeah,
it
I
kind
know.
of docks me.
I know. I already asked this question before. Multiple
Oh,
occasions.
I don't have a photo of the the really clear iodine one.
But I believe you
yeah.
at this point. This is so cool. My goodness. That's so
And then
amazing.
the other picture I sent today was instead of just a single atom, which is really simple and easy to understand, it was an actual molecule for the first time. And you can see in there's like a bunch of rings. It's hard to see exactly, but you can see there's a bunch of rings in there.
Oh yeah.
That's because you have a bunch of different states.
Like
in the
even the
molecule.
average looks really messy.
Yeah. This we had to like do a ton of exposure to just get this image.
I feel like in this case, like for in order to show the complexity, the single slice feels better at just showing the complexity of it being a molecule than the average, because in the in like a single slice you can see the disconnect between.
What do you
Unless
mean?
this is just a noise. Is this just noise around it?
Basically, everything past that main white circle is mostly noise. Yeah.
That's an
just 'cause we've upped the
incredible amount
exposure.
of noise.
Yeah, it's a
Never
lot.
mind. And every single one of these lines is basically like electrons at different.
A different energy level. Yeah.
That's
That's really cool.
That is really cool. It's okay. I'll be honest. Oh damn it! I don't actually know which one is cooler because this is a molecule. That's simple cool. That's cool. Because like that's simple cool because it's a molecule, so obviously it's cool. But this one, the fact that you can have it from a single atom and excite the atom and trade off for the acceleration of, it's really awesome. I gotta go, but damn, it was amazing.
Yeah, I wanted to like because it kind of brought together the stuff I was explaining, right?
Yeah, it really. Oh my goodness. To see a graph in real life as real scattering of electrons is just... It's something. It truly is.
I mean, I was literally sitting there an hour ago. Well, yeah, an hour ago, like getting this
my goodness.
this data.
I am so glad that I'm your to-go event about science guy.
Well, it's because you understand everything quite well,
I want to stay in
And-
this position.
and you're excited.
I think this is awesome. Like,
Yeah.
the thing is, you have a delta ESO, like, as an electron scatter, as a clear difference. This isn't
Yep.
like a graph for visualizing it. This is a measurement.
Yeah, it's literally there.
And you can see the difference in it. That is so unbelievably cool. Well, alright. I've been putting off my going because I just keep getting excited. If you...
Your teaser for next time is that SO means spin orbit coupling, and that's
no,
all you're gonna get for
spin.
now.
Listen, as much as you want to get me excited, spin isn't the right thing to go with. Spin orbit coupling. I mean, it can make sense. I only today learned what coupling means in physics, so so yeah. That's something, and apparently it only means interacting, which I don't know why physicists feel the need to call it, because differential equations. Something is physicist. Am I right?
Yep.
Anyway, thank you so much, Flame, for this, and please do keep posting.
Yes, I will. I will.
This is so much
Especially
fun.
as I write more, because this writing is all for my thesis. And I've got to do, I think,
It is incredible.
like 80 pages or something.
It is incredible to see how the sausage gets made in this way. It really is. Oh, that's so fun. I'm kind of upset that we couldn't paste these pictures in, because that would be a neat way to like save them and like note down ESO.
I mean, they're in the channel. It's fine.
Oh, that's
When
true.
Discord fixes the thing, we can paste them in.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you so much, Flame, and
Thank
I
you.
gotta go. It's 3.5 hours. My
Yep.
goodness, that's something that only happens when you join in. Anyhow, for now, I suppose that'll be it. Thank you everyone so much for watching, and have a great day. Bye.